Did that work? I think so. Hair's kind of a mess today. Oh well. What's up, everyone? We'll wait for some more people to get in here for me to really get it going. It's a little earlier than I usually stream. I feel like I usually stream around like 7 or like 6, but I don't know. I felt like doing it a bit earlier today. I had an early dinner. Usually I like to, because that's what I usually time it. I usually time it as like after I eat dinner is when I like to start a stream. Just because then I have food in me, so I'm not like getting hungry during the stream. But I don't know, ate an early dinner today, so and I thought going early, live early would actually make more sense, and I want to do that more often because I realize a lot of people in Europe, like by the time it's like 7 or 8, like it's the middle of the night for them. You know what I mean? My hair is a mess. I know. Come on, you don't gotta make fun of me, man. Okay. What was I gonna say? No, so when you go over to Europe, it's obviously like what's like 6 hours, 7 hours past me, something like that. So um I just thought if I stream it a little bit earlier, like right now, this time, most of the world is awake. I would think, right? At least most of the world that watches my videos. I don't think there's a lot of countries that just aren't really watching my videos too much, but there are, a decent amount. I think the majority are in the US. And then I think UK is number 2, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna do a Q&A stream, just a normal one. I like to do these usually for an occasion. I guess I could randomly do them, but it's kind of fun doing them on random occasions or on specific occasions. Like in this case, when I hit a certain amount of subs, that's when I like to do it. So yeah, we're just gonna do just random Q&A. Ask whatever questions you want. Obviously, I prefer questions revolving around movies and TV shows, but it could honestly be about anything. I don't really care. Literally anything you want. Just throw it at me, and you know, I'll answer it. All I'm gonna say though is for the people in the comments, try not to do any like spoilers of certain things I'm watching right now. For example, the Walking Dead show, right? The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. I'm not going to answer any spoiler questions, but you can still ask questions about the show. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want this to be a stream where if someone hasn't watched The Walking Dead, they have to click off the stream because I'm giving spoilers for it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try my best, just no spoilers for that show. Obviously, if it's an older show or movie, I guess it's not really a big deal. But if it's something new, especially, I like to keep it spoiler free. So I'm sure we'll do a stream. Actually, no, definitely when episode 6 ends, definitely can do a spoiler stream for The Ones Who Live. So if you want to see me talk about that for a whole live stream, we will do that. Believe me, we will. Just not now. So like I said, I'll answer questions about it. Just no spoilers. So hopefully you guys can try to do that, and moderate as well. If you see someone like, if it's like a specific thing, it's not like a big deal. But if they like say something very very specific about the show, I guess that should probably be deleted. I want people to feel like they can read the chat and not have to worry about that. Just because it's a very new show, like the new episode literally just came out. But you can still ask questions about it. Don't get me wrong. What's up, Mika man? Micah. It's Micah, right? You told me this before. I think it was Micah, right? Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Did you know there was a canceled American Godzilla movie from the 1990s from Speed and Twister director? I didn't hear about that, no. I would have liked to have seen it, though, because I really like Speed. Speed was a great movie. And fun fact about Godzilla, I have now seen 35 Godzilla movies or something like that. There's been a lot. I've been watching through all of them, and I thought it'd be fun to do. I don't know. It's been a weird journey because a lot of them are very strange, but they're fun to watch. So I'm enjoying them. But I did do a reaction. I actually posted it yesterday on my Patreon to, actually, was it this morning I posted it? It might have been this morning, to Shin Godzilla from 2016. So I'll put that into a YouTube video then. That one's going to get a video for it. But the other ones I didn't do reactions for. There was so many of them. There was no way I was going to do a reaction to like 30 plus Godzilla movies. It just wasn't going to happen. As much as it would have been fun, it would have been nearly impossible. So I just didn't bother. Let me lower this a little bit. I feel like I'm too. I feel like it's like looking down on me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's. No. Whatever. Where can I watch The Walking Dead? The ones who live in the UK. That's a great question, but unfortunately, people in the UK, I think a lot of Europe countries actually, they just can't watch it. Like it's just not available in their countries. So I usually would never advise to do this because I don't think it's like I don't think it's a good thing. It's obviously not good for the creators of these shows because if people do this, then they make less money. If they make less money, it's less likely to get a season two. But you have no option in the UK, so, like, that is the one time where, yeah, you're probably just gonna have to pirate it. Like, I don't know how. I'm not like I don't do that myself, so I don't really know how you can do it. I don't really have any options for you, but all I know is everyone who I know from the UK, they have been pirating it, which I don't apparently it's a lot easier than it sounds. I think there's certain websites that upload it and stuff like that. So, I do it at your own risk though. I have no idea what websites have viruses or not. Like I said, I don't really do that. Because the quality would be lesser. And again, I don't like pirating it because again, if I really want to support the show, I'm gonna have to watch it the way it's intended because I want it to get another season, obviously. But if you're in UK, you don't have that option. Like the show is literally not available, which is mind blowing to me. Like I cannot believe they have a new Walking Dead series, and the UK is a very popular Walking. Like people love the Walking Dead there, and it's just not available. It's insane to me. Even I think it wasn't even available in France. I could be wrong though. I heard a lot of people from France telling me that like it wasn't the Daryl Dixon show wasn't available there, even though it literally takes place in France. It's insane. I don't. AMC is just not really good at that for some reason. I don't know. What's up, Joshua Luke? Your hair looks great. I'm growing mine out too. Thank you. I like sometimes I like growing it out. I guess it's because I'm like worried it's gonna be gone by the time I'm like 35 or something. So I'd rather just take advantage of it now, which I'm sure it's not gonna be gone by the time I'm 35. I'm just saying, like, if it is, I want to take advantage of it. Even though it's really annoying. Like I hate how it looks right now, for example, but like we just gotta roll with it. We just gotta roll with it. How did it feel knowing you were in the same room as Rick Grimes? It was awesome. I will say. I do wish I got like a picture with him though, but the thing is so at the very end of that event, so for anyone who doesn't know, I went to this event where I got to see Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera talk about The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, the new episode. We got to watch it early and everything like that. And it was cool. I was like in the third row, so very close to them. I was like literally inches away. Well, not inches away, but a couple feet away. Maybe like 20 feet away. I don't know. enough of a distance to the point where like you felt like you were right there, right? Um, and it was cool. But once it ended, everyone just like rushed to the stage to try to get things signed, to try to get pictures and stuff. And they chilled around there for a while. But like my thought process was like, if I wanted to get a picture, I would have to push through a bunch of people to get there. Like I wasn't just gonna wait in line and like patiently get there because there was no line. It was literally just a mob of people, and you have to just get through there. I wasn't gonna make a fool of myself trying to push myself through a crowd to get there. I would look like an asshole, and I just I just sat there and was like, all right, you know what? Like I don't need a picture. I would love one, but if it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. Um, do you post the new American Horror Stories soon? Oh, the new reaction. Tomorrow, most likely. Should be tomorrow. I was gonna post it today, but I decided tomorrow because I don't have anything to post tomorrow, and so I thought to myself, I'm gonna stream today, so I guess the stream kind of counts as an upload. Any plans for movies slash TV show reactions? Yeah, there's some plans. I'll say I just mentioned Shin Godzilla. I guess I'll probably post that this month. The Omen movies as well. I'm not sure if I'll react to all of them, but I know there's a new Omen movie coming out next month. So I thought might as well do a reaction to the Omen. Obviously, the Ones Who Live reactions, American Horror Stories continuing. Invincible season 2 part 2 comes out soon, so I'll do that obviously. Chucky season 3 part 2 is also next month. I'll do that whenever it releases. As for like other new shows, I don't really know because every other option I had was like a really long running series, and I don't really want to do two long running series at the same time. Like I kind of like having it being like American Horror Story, like which is the long running series, and then also having a bunch of these newer series that are coming out, and it's just one season at a time, so it's easier to handle. But if we do two seasons, like two full shows at once, I don't know. Maybe. But if we do start that, it'll probably be like in a month or something. I could start like a smaller series. I was thinking of the Band of Brothers. Is that what it's called? I think there's some show. I think it's a shorter series, and I was thinking about that at one point. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know because I could do that. For other movies, a lot of the movie reactions I do, I'm not gonna lie, are like on a whim. Like I'll decide the day of, I'll be like, oh, let me just react to this, you know? And then obviously there's Patreon requested movies. There's a couple people I have that they have a specific Patreon tier that allows them to request any movie they want. And sometimes I bring those to YouTube, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on the popularity of the movie, how much I like the movie. Like it all depends on that. And as of recently, I did react to War of the Worlds and Tremors. Both of those are probably going to come to YouTube. Actually, no, definitely they're both going to come to YouTube. So probably will upload those within the month as well. I have to say CRM Rick is by far my favorite. He's up there. He's got to be up there. I don't know if he's better than like season 5 Rick, but he's up there. Anakin Hair made a comeback. No, but see, you don't want to see my problem with it is it's like this right here. It's this part. This part makes me look like, I don't know. I just don't like it. So I keep doing this. I keep going like back on it, but then it like reveals too much hairline. So I gotta like do something, bro. I hate it. I might just chop it all off. I'm not gonna lie. Not all of it, but like some of it. Love from Belgium. Thank you. Love from Peru. Thank you too. Thank you, Linda Powers. I appreciate it. Loved your reaction to episode 1. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about The Ones Who Live. I mean, both those episodes were fantastic. Like, I'm just shocked how good it was. Like, I was expecting it to be at least good, but like, I didn't know it was going to be like some of my favorite Walking Dead content ever. If it is any movies you enjoy, what is your favorite movie? Joker from 2019. Everyone like cringes when I say that because like they're like, what are you talking about, bro? But like, it's a very personal thing. I don't know. The movie to me, like, it's kind of what got me into movies, like in a sense, because before that, I didn't really like watch that many movies. I mean, I watched like, you know, the occasional Marvel film, Star Wars movies, stuff like that, but like I never really like cared that much. I was like, okay, I'll put on a random Netflix film or whatever. But even though Joker's not like, I know it's not like the most deep movie of all time. I know it takes inspiration from like 5 other movies that are probably considered better than it, but that's the one I watched and immediately made me feel like, okay, yeah, there's more to movies than just like entertaining action. You know what I mean? Like there's more to it. And I feel like that one allowed me to want to watch a lot of other things and then eventually made this channel to do that. I literally made this channel in the purpose of watching a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. And we did a lot. I mean, it's kind of crazy how many I did. Like especially 2020 to like 2021, there were so many like really popular films that I watched on this channel, like a lot. But now that we do shows, I feel like we do less movies now because of how many shows I'm doing, but that's just kind of how it works, I guess. Because back then I barely did shows. I like only did movies, and when I only did movies, it was a lot of uploads for movies. How much you loving the Rashon series? Oh, a lot. You watch my reactions, you know, like it's a lot. Favorite movie genre? That's a hard one because I feel like there isn't one I like more than any others, but I don't know. Psychological thrillers are probably my favorite, but that's kind of like a very specific genre. I don't know. I mean, I like a horror movie will always be enjoyable because I feel like even the bad horror movies are usually really entertaining. Action movies, though, like there's a lot that could still suck, not be entertaining. And action's hard because I feel like action's like not like a very specific genre because there's so many genres that will include action. And so what you can call it an action, like for example, you have action comedies, you have sometimes even horror movies have action in them technically. Then you have, you know, thrillers with action. Then you have the very rare occasion a romance with action, but it happens sometimes. Is the 100 still on your watch list? Yeah, that's still on there. That honestly, I think that was like one of the top voted. So chances are that probably will be the next show I watch after American Horror Story. But I don't know. And like I said, I don't know if we're gonna watch all of American Horror Story. It's not like your typical show where like I'm committed to watching it to the end because of how that show works with it being an anthology series, which, you know, each season being its own story. I don't think I necessarily have to watch all of them. Again, it just depends on how many people are still interested in them. If we get to a point where the videos are getting like less than 1,000 views per video, I probably will stop at that point. Obviously I'll finish the season that I'm on at that point. I'm not just gonna stop watching in the middle of a season, but like let's say we're like done with the season and I feel like the season didn't do that well, and a lot of people in the comments don't seem to show interest in the future seasons, I'll probably just call it quits there. I can still watch the other seasons on my own. It's just making videos out of it. I don't know. I'd rather do other stuff if people aren't interested. But for now, we're doing pretty solid. I've loved all 3 seasons so far. So, I mean, I know we're not done with season 3 yet, but so far it's pretty solid. So, haven't had any point where I feel like I wanted to stop. Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? No, I've never seen the animated series, and also haven't seen the live action one yet. Don't know if I ever will. Maybe, perhaps. Thanks, Juan. I appreciate that. Would you be open to doing a COD Zombies series on your second channel? A COD Zombies series on your second channel. Oh, do you, yeah, I that's actually funny. You have to check out because I have 2 second channels. I guess that doesn't. I have 2 other channels. There's one Expert Fusion 2, and then there's just Expert Fusion, just that, right? The first one, I learned the whole channel's about COD Zombies. So if you want to see me post about COD Zombies, I recommend you go into that channel because it's like that's like the main thing I post there. Well, I'll also just COD multiplayer, but it's mainly COD Zombies. So, yeah, that's all there. The other gaming channel is for like other games that aren't Call of Duty. So I wouldn't post COD Zombies there, but yeah, if you want COD Zombies videos, trust me, I post plenty there. I don't know about plenty, but a decent amount. What's up, Ghost Plasma? How you doing? 35 Godzilla movies isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing, expecting different results. Oh my god. I see. The thing is, I want to do a ranking of the Godzilla movies, right? And that's why I've been watching all of them. I'm kind of scared to do it though, because like if you follow me on Letterboxd, you can track how many what I've been rating the movies already. And if you look at what I've rated them, you will notice that I don't really think they're that highly like that. Wouldn't rate any of them that high, you know. There's like a couple that are really solid, but then there's a lot that are just like, like I don't know, like there's just whatever. And the worst part is I would rank the American films the highest, except for Godzilla -1. That one's better than any Godzilla film ever created. But the majority of the Japanese Godzilla films I would rank lower than the American films. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate on that video. I know it's gonna happen, bro. I know it. There's definitely a couple of the Japanese ones I really love. Like I said, Godzilla -1. The original from 1954 was fantastic as well, but has a lot in there that I'm like, yeah, there were some fun ones. You know, I enjoyed it, but they're just, I don't know. It's more about like enjoying the culture of it and just being like, oh, that's cool. But like, did I really get much out of it? No, not really. I don't know. But it's been fun watching them. I thought it was a cool thing to do. So I only have a couple left. Are you ready to say bye to Rick if The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live is really the end? I don't think it will be, but I guess we'll see. Have you watched Dune Part 2? No, actually. I did just buy tickets though, so I'm gonna see it on Thursday. Am I gonna post a video on it? Guess it depends if I have anything to say about it. That's usually how I determine whether or not I'm going to post a movie review on like a new movie, is if I have anything to say about it, you know? Because there's been movies where I've watched it and I'm like, okay, I like that movie, but like I don't have anything to say about it. Like I don't have anything to add. So I mean, if that's the case, I'll probably do like a YouTube short review, maybe like something quick where I just kind of give my quick thoughts. Because I don't know if every movie out there, I'm not always going to have like 10 plus minutes worth of conversation about it, you know? I did react to the first Dune on this channel actually, and I liked it. Like I didn't think it was fantastic though, which I think is I'm definitely in the minority there. Like I thought it was visually incredible. I thought the soundtrack was fantastic. I really liked pretty much everything on that front. The story itself though, I never was that attached to. I just didn't find it to be that interesting. But I've heard a lot of people who don't like the first one love the second one. So if that's the case, I might really like the second one. But I did still like the first one. Don't get me wrong. I still liked it. Shin is my second favorite next to -1. Yeah, Shin was pretty solid. I would rank that a lot higher than most of them for sure. What video games are you playing right now? I'm always playing Call of Duty, so that's always going to be something I'm playing. But in terms of other games, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm actually uploading my first time playing that game on my other channel. So if you want to see me play Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time, I'd go check that out. I just finished Batman Arkham Asylum as well. I'll probably start Arkham City soon. I think that's the next one. But yeah, they're fun. I like video games. I'm a big video game guy. I just haven't like got into that many over the years because I played just so much Call of Duty and like that's all I focused my time on to the point where like I don't really get to play a lot of other ones. But there are definitely a lot out there that I would love to try. They're just expensive too, which is why the Game Pass is like the greatest thing of all time. Love the Xbox Game Pass, man. Because you could just try out like a gajillion different games at any point and you're good. Like it's one of the best deals in gaming for sure. 90% of Europe has no access to AMC. Yeah, that's just messed up. Yeah, I have heard people talk about using a VPN. That's true. That should work. Then again, I tried watching a Godzilla movie with a VPN. I tried going to like I put my VPN on Japan and it just didn't work. So sometimes it doesn't work. I just guess it depends on the movie. I don't know. Because yeah, that's one of my biggest problems right now with watching these Godzilla movies is some of them aren't available. Like I just physically can't find them. So that the only ones I have left actually are the ones I can't find, which is why I had to watch them out of order. Because like some of them are connected, but like loosely connected, and so I went out of order with them, and I don't know. It's just I had to because I had no other choice. A lot of them aren't available. Instead of watching, I'm forced to read Wikipedia synopsis. No, don't do that. At least like wait. Just I would wait if I was you because well actually episode 1 I think is on YouTube. Oh, but it's on AMC's YouTube page. I think AMC sometimes blocks like other countries. Does AMC have a problem with Europe or something? Like I don't like I honestly no, I know it's legal things. I know it's not like they don't have any actual problem, but like why though? Like figure that out. I don't know. It's so weird. Have you heard of Night of the Day of the zombie movies, right? The yeah. Is that what you're referring to? Like those movies? Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Son of the oh well those are other movies. I don't know what you're talking about actually. I thought I knew what you were talking about at first, but I don't know if I don't anymore. What is your favorite horror movie? A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. If you go bald, I'm unsubscribing, bro. I'll just wear a cap every video. No one will even ever know. That's how you know I'm really far behind on these comments because, like, I'm reading comments of people that they're saying things that I probably said like 20 minutes ago. So that's crazy. I gotta catch up. But I want to read a lot too. We got time. I'll probably be here for at least 2 hours. Oh, if we get if there's a super chat though, I immediately read that. So I gotta go all the way to that. JDev TV, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the day you start reacting to Dexter. You know that was on my list as well. So if more people vote for it, I'll definitely do Dexter. That's for sure. I actually really wanted to do Dexter. That was probably the one I wanted to do more than anything. But yeah, we'll get to that eventually for sure. There's so many things to react to. So many. I do want to do more than just reactions though. Like, I mean, I've already been trying to branch myself. I mean, obviously I have these other channels, but even on this channel, I mean, I do a lot of review stuff and rankings too because I want to do other stuff. But there's a lot of ideas I had for things that I feel like I don't know if like people would like them, but like I don't know. It's YouTube's just weird like that where they don't properly push out videos if it's very different than your other content. So it's kind of hard to like if I were to post a random new video that like a new completely new idea that I never posted before, right? It would probably have trouble getting views. But we'll see. I guess if it's really good, it maybe wouldn't matter. The Vampire Diaries. Is that what TVD is? I think that is, right? Becomes irritating after the first 4 or 5 seasons. What's up, Sandra? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I like the first 2 seasons of American Horror Story, but couldn't get in seasons 3, 4, and I stopped watching 5 halfway through. I really like 3 so far, so hopefully I'll also like 4 and 5, but we'll see. Will you react to Sons of Anarchy? That's on my list too. So yeah. I just finished my Walking Dead series rewrite, made 16 seasons of the main show, 8 of Fear, and 2 of World Beyond. Or 20 episodes. Oh, really? Yeah, I always said 16 seasons would have. That's how I think the main show was gonna be originally, but they changed plans major for that show. And I don't know. I'm really liking where they're at right now, so I guess I'm not too mad they changed plans. Because if it led to them getting higher budgets for their shows, then I'm all for it. You know, originally I was like not okay with it. Oh, we got a donation. Let me scroll down to it. Actually, I don't have to scroll down to it because I could just show it up here. Oh, I don't have to scroll down to it then. That actually helps because then I don't have to miss my spot. Ash D, thank you for the $10. I've been loving your reaction. I have been loving your reaction is. I'm assuming you meant I have been loving your reactions. American Horror Story and The Ones Who Live is so good. I'm excited for House of Dragon season 2 as well. Me too. I'm like that was my top 2 right there of most anticipated of this year was The Ones Who Live and season 2 of House of the Dragon. So actually, fun fact, June of this year, I believe this is not confirmed because I'm pretty sure right now some of them are rumored, some of them are confirmed, but I'm pretty sure House of the Dragon season 2, The Boys season 4, and The Acolyte, the new Star Wars series, is going to be releasing in June. So that's 3 like banger shows all at once right there. I'm fucking pumped for that, man. Really pumped for that. But those aren't all confirmed. I know the Boys is confirmed to be June. The House of Dragon is not confirmed. I don't think The Acolyte's confirmed either. But there's like it was either a leak or a rumor or something. There was something that said this was supposed to come out in June. So I'm pretty sure. But that's gonna be crazy though. All that in June. Oh my god, we're gonna be feasting some content. Even with movies, there's a lot of good movies coming out this year too. I guess I can't say there's a lot of good movies coming out. I can say there's a lot of movies I'm excited for, but obviously I don't know the quality of the movie until I watch it. There's actually one movie I really want to see right now called Stop Motion. I don't know if you guys have seen a trailer for it. It looked really cool, and it's like not showing in any theater near me. Like, why, bro? Like, I hate how they do that with indie films. It's like they'll get shown in the theaters for like one day, and then they'll just disappear for life. And then I'll have to wait for it to come out in streaming, but I kind of want to see it in theaters. Band of Brothers is great. Yeah, I'm probably end up doing it. Only 10 episodes. Oh, the whole show's 10 episodes? That's actually perfect then. I probably will do that, to be honest. That'll probably be something I do in the next year. You should try to react to the Chucky movies. Well, I gotta tell you, I've already seen all of them. Actually, those are movies I've watched since I was like 5 years old. I saw them a long time ago. But I do have reactions to the Chucky TV show, though. Band of Brothers is getting reacted to by a ton of other reactors. It's quite popular. That's good. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Oh, we got another 10 from Lana. Is it Lana or Alana? It's fucking American Horror Story season 2 all over again. You gotta correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. But Lena from Hawaii, thank you so much for the $10. Just wanted to show your channel some love. Been watching for a while now, and always enjoy your reactions. Coven has been great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's really nice of you. I like this little these little emoji things that go with the super chats. Is that something on all of them? Oh, I guess some of them haven't. I don't know. Don't know how that works. But thank you so much. Are you planning on doing a collab at some point? Has anyone reached out? I mean, I've done like technical collabs before. For if you're talking about reaction specifically, I have done one. It just wasn't posted on my channel. It was for someone else's channel. Timothy Reacts. I don't know if you guys have seen Timothy Reacts. We did it to I think it was the Boss Baby. Yeah, it was the Boss Baby movie. And so if you want to watch that, just type in Timothy Reacts the Boss Baby. And I should be there because I was in that video. It was a fun video. I haven't done one since then though. So I've just done that one. But it was on his channel. I don't know, like the thing for collabs for me is it needs to be someone who like I've already been acquaintanced with at some point, you know, like I need to like be somewhat friendly with them because I feel like if it's someone I just met, like I've talked to Timothy before, so it was chill, but like if it's someone I just met, like I don't know, I don't it's just not something I feel like I would want to do as often because it's like I don't know if it's gonna like we're gonna vibe that well, you know what I mean? Like what if like it just doesn't we just don't really work off each other that well. We don't have really that many interesting things to say to each other. And it's not like their fault. It could be my fault for all I know. I'm not that social of a person to begin with. So, you know, that's a worry that would happen, something like that. But I think for me, I think I like doing collabs. Honestly, reactions, I'm not opposed to doing them. I just normally wouldn't do them. But for me, I think I would rather do collabs for like other types of things, like streams, for example. I would love to do like a stream collab where I just get some other people and just talk about movies or something. I think that would be more interesting for me because reactions are kind of like, I don't know, the way I do them. I think they work better when it's just me. Um, but I don't know. I think a collab stream would be cool. But I'm always down to do a collab in general. If someone reaches out to me, I'm not gonna say no. You know what I mean? It's more like I'm probably not gonna initiate it. You know, at least right now. But I'm not down. I'm always down for it. Poll your subscribers to see if you should stitch in a short series to break up the American Horror Story seasons. I vote Haunting of Hill House. I'm gonna break your heart right now. I'm gonna break your heart, but I have watched some of Haunting of Hill House and I never finished it. I'm so terrible because oh, like I started it so long ago. It was like 2 years ago I started it, and then I watched like one episode a month, and I liked it. I don't know why I just didn't finish it, and then I never got to finishing it, and now we're here. I've seen the first couple episodes and never finished it, but also can't really react to it. I mean, I could. It would just be, I don't know. A lot of people don't like reactions when they've already seen it once, myself included. If I click on someone's video and they've already seen what they're reacting to, in the nicest way possible, I'm probably going to be less likely to want to continue that video. Which is why I was so hesitant to reacting to the first episode of The Ones Who Live, because of the fact that I've already seen it. I was like, I don't think people want to watch this. But thankfully, a lot of you did. I didn't check the analytics. I don't know if a lot of people clicked off when they learned that I have seen it already. I'm assuming a lot of people did click off. But that's not something I would like to normally do just because it's like, I don't know. It just feels weird. The worst part about it is because most people, when they click on reactions, they don't watch the intro segment, right? And that's like objectively true because again, I check the analytics. People usually skip over the intro. They go right to the reaction, right? And so if they skip the part where I say I've already seen it, they're now watching my reaction without the knowledge that I've already seen it. And so they're going to start thinking to themselves like, why isn't this person reacting surprised to this? You know what I mean? And then maybe I mentioned something that some comes later in the movie, and then they think to themselves, "Oh no, he's faking his reaction." They're gonna think I'm faking it or something, and then they start freaking out in the comments. And then I have to say, I literally explained in the intro that I've already seen this, and it makes things more confusing than I think it should be. But I also like being honest. Like I have to be honest. I can't lie. So like I wouldn't ever be like, "Oh, you know, I haven't seen this before, but maybe I heard some things." No, I'm gonna be honest. So it kind of creates a bit of a situation for something like that. I've done it before, like Pirates of the Caribbean. I mentioned on the first three movies that I've already seen parts of these movies before, and people were okay with that, it seems. But it kind of felt like a first time watch because, like I said, I haven't like fully watched them, and I haven't watched them at least in a long time. Those scenes I've seen was a long time ago. But I don't know. It's not something I normally want to do. Mike Ramirez, thank you so much for the $10, man. I really appreciate it. $10 just to say my my heart is broken and you are the worst. That is all. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, at least I'll tell you this. I think the show was really solid, but I just didn't finish it. I forgot what episode I got to. I think it was the episode when they did like that really long, or I think the whole episode was a one take, right? That was the episode I stopped watching on. I think so. I don't remember. The hairline doesn't look bad. Don't worry, bro. Someone commented that on my last video, my Walking Dead video. They said something along the lines of like, "Bro, your hair looks bad. You're losing hair. You need to get a hair transplant." Something like that. It put me in a pretty sad state for like 2 seconds, and then I was like, "Ah, whatever. You know, who cares?" Oh my god. I selfishly wish you were full time. I'm enjoying American Horror Story and your personality. Tremors on Patreon was a blast. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I wish I could do more videos too. Right now, I'm like, I don't know. It's hard because if my channel just blew up right now and I was at like 100,000 subs and like I was making enough to the point where like I could it's hard to go into because I am very happy with what I do have, but it's not enough for me to like be able to dedicate a whole like full time to YouTube. I try my best to do as much as humanly possible. Like honestly, it's kind of a bad thing in a sense. I don't see it as a bad thing personally, but I think mentally it's probably a bad thing. I don't really get a lot of free time because whenever I do have free time, I want to make video stuff, which is like probably not healthy, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like if let's say it's a day where I have nothing to do, I have no work of any kind to do. No one wants to hang out. My girlfriend's busy, whatever. Like if there's just something like I just don't have, I'm never gonna just sit down and say, let me just take this day to myself and just relax. I'm probably not gonna do that unless I'm like sick. I'm probably gonna want to do some video stuff, edit, whatever because I really love what I do here. Like I love watching movies. I love playing video games, and I'm just making content on that stuff. So it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, right? But like at the same time, the editing process and all that, like it is mentally taxing. So at the same time, it's not like I'm not really giving myself a break, but I don't know. I'll take a break when I'm 60. I don't know. Like I can't I don't know. That's not to say I don't get any breaks. I do. I just um frequently when I'm like have free time, I like to, do something related to YouTube. I do take a lot of breaks within that. Like I'll frequently go on Twitter just because I'm like maybe I'm like halfway through a video and I'm like, okay, it's time for like 5 minutes of Twitter. Something like that. TikTok's the worst. I can't go on TikTok anymore because it's not like the videos don't do anything for me. Like they don't give me any new knowledge really. And they're also just really addicting. So TikTok's a dangerous place. I know some of it's educational, but not a lot of it. All right, let's read some more. Have you noticed that so far they made the CRM less corny than in World Beyond? The uniform looks more militaristic and they don't do corny things like shooting four walkers at the same time. That is true. I will agree. I saw some people stating that as a negative for the Ones Who Live show. They they were saying like, "Oh, that's, inconsistent with CRM," but like I don't see it that way at all. I just see it as this is also a different faction, I guess, cuz like technically there's different CRM communities and it's not the exact same one that we saw, it wasn't the ones in Philadelphia that we see now and the Ones Who Live. These ones were further forget where they were exactly, but they were somewhere else, right? So it makes sense. They probably have different gear. Maybe the gear changed over time too. It's entirely possible. So in terms of consistency, I would say it still is just fine. But I do like that they made them feel more badass. They made them feel more militaristic, like you said. I don't know. I think it works better. They're more scary too. Like probably one of the scariest groups we've ever seen in the Walking Dead universe. Will you be reacting to other HBO shows? I don't really know like what shows are HBO shows or not, to be honest. So like the Band of Brothers we just mentioned before, I don't is that an HBO show? If it is, then I guess you throw that on the list, I guess. I'm very excited for House of Dragon season 2. Very. I got to rewatch season 1 though cuz it's been a while. I've obviously not rewatched it since it came out and I feel like I should. Not that I forgot the season, but like there's certain details I feel like I should freshen my memory on before watching season 2. Would you react to True Detective season 1? It's one of the best seasons of TV. That's probably on my list too. Yeah. Did you finish Better Call Saul? Oh no, that's even worse than Haunting a Hill House. Yeah, I haven't finished Better Call Saul either. And I'm in like a weird place. You know why I haven't finished it? Because I kept telling myself I should react to the rest of it, right? But like, I don't know if that would work. I've never seen someone do that where like they start reacting to a show like halfway through it. Like, yeah, if the show's got new episodes coming out, that's different, right? If there were still new episodes releasing, I feel like I could do it, but there's no new episodes releasing. I put it on the polls at one point. It didn't win the polls, and I only have 2 seasons left. So like, should I watch it? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bro, my hair is driving me nuts. This part right here, it wants to like, I need to like specify that to the barber next time I go. Like, I want you to make my hair so it doesn't do that. Like, I don't know if you know, like, I want to show you what I mean. Hold on. My hair does this thing. Like, my head just naturally wants to be the coconut head guy from this right here. This is literally perfect. From, hold on. From Nestle Classified. This my hair wants to do that. I feel like it has this natural instinct to look like this. I don't want it to look like that. Like, like hold on, let me look at that. Like I don't want this right here. This is not what I want. No offense to this man. He looks chill. Oh, he looks very different now. Okay. But like I don't like that hairstyle. And that's what my hair looks like sometimes. And I hate it. So I don't know. No offense to anyone who has the hairstyle. No offense. I'm just saying I don't like it. But my hair naturally does that. I think it's just how I was born. So maybe long hair is not for me. Maybe that's because it just wants to do that. Like look at this. Hold on. Let me just like look. It wants to like puff out like this. Like this. Just no. Stay up. Like maybe if I go like this. If I go like this. Oh, it's even worse. Oh my god. Oh my god. We got to get some water on it. Hold on. I got a glass of water. I'm going to pour some water on my hand over the garbage, okay? All right. Poured some water and then we're going to just throw it in there. Ew, this probably has my backwash in it. Oh god, that's gross. Whatever. I'll wash my hair later. It still is fucked up. Oh, I hate it. Oh my god. You guys don't understand how many like when I'm recording reactions, if my hair looks fucked up, I just can't do it. Like I have to pause and go fix my hair and then go back. It's such a weird thing of mine. I'm not very like what do you call it? Person who really cares about my looks that much. It literally is just my hair. I do not care if I have acne, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I just hate the hair when it's messy. I just hate it. It's also uncomfortable too. Like I don't know. Whatever. You watched Dune 2? I mentioned this before. I have not yet, but I will be seeing it soon. In theaters, in IMAX. I will be seeing it in IMAX. Don't worry. I know a lot of you will be pissed if I didn't see IMAX. I would be pissed too. Ever since going to IMAX for even just a couple movies, I feel like I need to. Every movie needs to be IMAX now. Psychological horror is great. I honestly like. I want them to. That's why I want them to make a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie because I think it can really go in the direction of psychological horror. I know all of them are that, but like I want them to go further with it. Like I really want them to toy with the idea of like A, not being able to sleep. B, when you do sleep, you're just haunted by this person that's just trying to kill you. And then C, the whole, I mean, they did this in the remake, which I didn't like the remake that much, but I did like that element. The, what do you call them? Like micro naps or something, micro dreams, when you're like kind of, you're like so tired that you're hallucinating things and that kind of turns into a dream in real life almost. And like the way they can visualize that, like, oh my god, man. I don't know why they haven't. It's been 20 years. 20 years. Or no, in the past 20 years, we've had a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's crazy to me. 20 years, and you only have one of probably the most creative and interesting franchise in horror history. And you only make one movie in 20 years. Fuck off, man. Even Jason, I mean, Friday the 13th, they've only had one in 20 years as well, but at least they're getting a TV series for Jason soon. And they've done games, or they've done, I guess, one game, but that's more than Nightmare on Elm Street has gotten. What has Freddy gotten? He's gotten a Mortal Kombat 9 character, and he's gotten a character in Dead by Daylight. Like, we need more Freddy content. Come on, bro. It's insane. Crazy. Your hair looks perfect. Don't put it down. I wish mine could look like yours. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, but I don't know. I hate how it looks right now personally, but I really appreciate it. I'm still cringing at the Madam Web debacle. Oh, I don't know how that movie exists. And I honestly gave Morbius the benefit of the doubt because although it was a bad movie, I still thought like, okay, it has some promise here, maybe. Not really, but at least it had more than Madam Web did. Oh, that movie was just a travesty all around. I don't know how it exists. I don't get it. What about Reacher? I would like to react to that. I heard about that show. The jump scares and the horror reactions are so worth it. Yeah, no, I gotta do more horror movies. That's for sure. Because yeah, those are fun to do for reactions. Which character development are you most excited to see in the next House of the Dragon season? Oof, honestly, like I want to see if Alicent. I don't want to go into spoilers again, just because I don't like spoiling things too much. But I think Alicent more than anyone because she's a character that's, in my opinion, very complex, and I want to see her like how she feels about because obviously we know how Rhaenyra is going to feel about what happened at the end of season one. I want to see how Alicent feels about it. Like I'm very curious to see if she feels any level of sympathy. Like I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure it's going to be interesting though. But I think her character, I'm very curious to see what they do with her. Please do. The horror is subjective. What is personally horror to me is different than you. People that poo-poo or shit on certain seasons is because they don't relate to horror. Are you referring to American Horror Story, right? Yeah, that's true. Everything's subjective, and yeah, there's a lot of shows that people hate. The Walking Dead season 8 is the most hated season of all television. Like, so probably one of the most hated seasons, and I like it. So that's a good example. Great example. You should watch Fright Night. It's on my list, I think. What horror movie do you really enjoy that everyone else does not like? You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, and I know how I can tell you because I'm going to look on my Letterboxd. This is a great way, by the way. If you're curious to know what movies you consider to be very underrated, here's a great way to do it. So go to your Letterboxd, whatever. Go to your films, and then do the filters. And filter it, obviously, like we're looking at horror now, so I'm going to filter it by the horror genre. And then I'm also going to filter it by so we want to look at, what do we want to look at? We want to look at movies that I like that everyone else does not like. So what I'm going to look at is the average rating and look at the lowest ones first. So here's just an example. Like we could be doing this on my computer. It'd probably be easier. But like those are movies, right? That are the lowest rated, not for me, but in average. But I can now read it. I can see how much I rated each of these movies. And then I can tell you exactly which movies I think are a lot better than people give it credit for. So a few examples. Jason Goes to Hell. I gave a 3 out of 5, and apparently that is really hated. I actually didn't hate Jason Goes to Hell that much. Wow. Cabin Fever from 2016, I thought was pretty good. Everyone hated. Halloween Ends. Oh, Jason X. That's dude. I don't know how people don't like Jason X. Like this movie's fucking awesome, and yet everyone despises it. This movie's so cool. I want to look up a random scene from it. I don't know which scene to look up. Like this movie's sick, man. Oh come on, like I'm gonna try to show just a little bit of it, just to like not like I don't want to get like my video taken down. But hold on, how can I do this without PC screen? I think. Yeah. All right, hold on. So just look at this shit, man. Just look at this. Like, hold on. Let me go to the part. Like, you can't tell me this isn't fucking awesome. Like, there's this is some random ass like animatronic woman. Like, she's like a robot, and she just has these guns. Like, this is awesome, bro. This is fucking sick. Come on. You can't tell me you don't want a Jason movie like this. After 10 movies, you don't think they gotta get a little crazy. Shit's awesome, bro. What else does she do here? Oh, she does like flips. Like, hold on. Like, look at this. Come on. Hold on. Like, look at that. She's doing flips. Like, come on. Dude, I love this movie. Why do people hate it? I know, but like I know they want a serious Friday the 13th movie, but like you can't tell me that's not a little cool. Like, come on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right. That's all for that. You can't tell me that's not a little cool. Come on. I think for me, this is how I feel about franchises, right? If you've done 10 movies you're at a point now where there's not many more things you can do, right? So get crazy with it. Don't keep doing the same shit over and over again. That was my issue with the Friday the 13th movies, actually, is that too many of them felt too similar to each other. Like, what's the difference between most of them? It's another camp with more people dying. Like, who fucking cares? I don't want to see that 1,000 times. If you're on the 10th movie, you gotta get crazy with it. Take it to space. Cool. That sounds awesome. Like, why not? You know what I mean? That's what I want Chucky to do, because Chucky's had so much. And I've always said, like, the TV show has been doing a lot of really goofy shit. It's just, I don't think it's been doing the goofy shit that well in season 2, especially. But when they do the goofy stuff right, they do it right. Like, season 1 was pretty solid. I think season 3 has actually been pretty decent so far, too. And Bride of Chucky as well. That's goofy Chucky right there, and it's great. I don't need all of them to be all serious, you know? That's how any franchise in the world, I'll probably say that, where, like, if it goes on long enough, I kind of like when they get a little crazy. Unless, no, that's actually not a good thing to say, because I don't feel that way about The Walking Dead at all. If The Walking Dead went to space all of a sudden, I'd call this stupid. But I think that's different because I don't think The Walking Dead has exhausted all of its possible storylines. And I do think that's a specific series that should stay grounded, except for obviously the zombies not being grounded, but most of it should stay grounded. But something like Friday the 13th, like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? Go crazy with it. That's why I think it works. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen next on American Horror Story? Without going to specifics, because again, I don't want to, like, just in case someone hasn't watched it. Well, I just watched episode 5, by the way. So I know you guys, if you're on YouTube, you're only up to episode 3. I just watched episode 5, which, by the way, I loved. 4 and 5 were fantastic because, I'm a fan of zombies, and they had some zombie shit going on. That was awesome. But I do think there's going to be a really interesting, 3D chess game going on between Fiona and Myrtle, which has already kind of started. I'm curious to see where it goes from here. So really loving it though. Have you watched The Leftovers? Is that the movie that came out last year? No, I haven't watched it, but I wanted to. For about 20 years of my life, I thought Kathy Bates was a convicted serial killer. What? Loved your Misery reaction. Thank you. That's one of my favorite reactions to film, actually. There's a couple reactions that are probably... Malignant was one of my favorite reactions I did. Misery. The Invisible Man was up there too, actually. What else? It usually is horror movies, actually. I feel like horror movies usually give really good reactions. I'm not saying like which movies were my favorite to react to. I mean, which ones made the best video, I feel like, just based on the type of movie it was, I think Misery was up there. Really fun. This is so random. When you started getting popular on YouTube, I refused to watch you because I thought you were too attractive and it pissed me off. Well, I appreciate it, but that is an interesting reason to refuse to watch me. I enjoy watching your Last Night in Soho reaction. Oh yeah, that was a good movie. Favorite game of all time? Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Yeah. There's this new series called Shogun. People saying it's a new Game of Thrones. I watched it, so good. 2 episodes out. You're going to watch it. All right. Here's my thing. I thought about it. I'm not kidding. I thought about it. There was a couple minutes, a couple days ago even, I was thinking about it. But I'm not sure yet because, actually, let me look it up right now because I want to see if other people are seeing success with their videos on it. And that's kind of the reason I didn't want to react to it, because I didn't know if people were actually... Oh, I guess some people are. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah. Here's the thing. I checked when the show like first came out, and every reaction video had like less than 1,000 views. But I think that was my problem, is I checked like right when it came out, like the first couple of days the show was out. I think now it's probably going to get more love. So you're right. Maybe I should react to it, because I saw the trailer. It looks fantastic. I think the creator said it's not really a good comparison to call it Game of Thrones, but it does have that large budget, large scale feel to it, like look at least. So I definitely thinking about checking it out. So I might do videos on that. That's actually a good call. Maybe I will. What do you think is going to happen next? Oh, I just answered that one. Do you think there will be a season 2 of The Ones Who Live? I hope so, but I really don't know. Like that's one that I really just don't know. I honestly can't even predict it because there's there's um there's been talks about it. I've seen I think Scott Gimple mentioned something along the lines of like I forget what he said, but it made it kind of seem like there's more planned. But I don't know because they keep calling it a mini series, and I'm like, well, if you're calling it a mini series, like that kind of makes it seem like it's one season. So I really don't know. I hope it does, or at the very least, if it doesn't get season 2, I'd be fine if it doesn't get a season 2, as long as Rick and Michonne return for something else, right? Because if that's it for them and their stories end in this show, I will be kind of pissed because I don't think this is the right place to end their stories. I think, first of all, you have to reunite them with everyone else. And I want more content with everyone else as well. Like, I know obviously reuniting with Judith is the most important thing. Reuniting with each other is the most important thing. But, I also want to see him reunite with Daryl, Morgan, Maggie, Carol. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see that too. So, I guess we'll wait and see. I also want to see him interact with Negan too. I know it's not really reuniting, but it's more like I just want to see what he thinks about Negan being this guy who's just out and about. You know, like I really want to see what he thinks, especially because he's the one who kept Negan alive in the first place. So I don't know. I think that'd be cool to see. You ever seen the Leprechaun movies? No, I have not. Yeah, they didn't put Godzilla 1984, and yeah, that one too. That's not on any streaming services. Exactly. Those are the ones I'm trying to watch right now. Actually, those two and I think 2 others are the only ones I have left, and they're just not available anywhere. I'm like, well, how do I even watch them then? Like, I don't know what to do. Dune 2, yeah, I'm gonna see in theaters. I was debating if I should wait for a reaction, but then I thought to myself, like, I feel like this is an IMAX movie, and people told me that too. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should wait, or maybe I should not wait. I should just see it in theaters. Do you think Madam Web is oh, I thought dude, George X, or I thought you said, do you think Madam Web is related to CRM? And I thought that was hilarious. Madam Jenna, is that, hold on, let me look that up because I don't remember the spinoffs that well. Is that the person from the Daryl Dixon show, or am I crazy? Yeah, okay. It is the person from the Daryl series. I forgot the names. I don't think so, but I hope there is a connection because that would be a good way to connect the shows. But I don't know because they're all the way in France. Like, I don't know. But that would be cool. I think there should be a connection in some sense. Something. I'm sure you know some of the titles of the American Horror Story seasons, but if you don't, is there any era theme you hope a season is about? I do know a lot of the titles, actually, not by choice. Actually, no. I mean, because when I was looking at it on the show at the first point, I did like scroll down real quick just to see how many seasons there was. I didn't like look at any specifics, but I did see the name of some of them. And I do know there's a season in the 80s. I'm probably most excited for that one because I would love an 80s themed season. And I think the poster looked like it was a slasher type theme. So that would be really exciting. I'm excited for that one. I know there's one called Freak Show as well. Because even when the show first came out, I remember hearing about some show called Freak Show. So I think I've seen that poster even when it first came out, but don't know what that's. I don't know what that entails though. What does Freak Show really mean? I'm assuming it's like a circus thing, probably. I don't know. It's like a circus freak show. I can't think of any other seasons though that I know the name of. I think the 80s themed one was literally called 1984. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely no harm in experimenting with different types of videos. It's just the problem is like YouTube doesn't really push them out that well, you know. They don't really prioritize that anymore. It's more prioritized like similar topics to the videos people already watch. So if I post a video on type of topic that you guys have never watched before, it's probably not going to get pushed out to you guys, unless obviously it's notifications, but not in terms of like the subscription page or the recommendation page is what I mean. Thank you, the Bennett family. I appreciate it. Are you excited for the new Strangers Chapter 1 film? I am, relatively, but I also watched the trailer and I didn't like how it felt so similar to the first movie. I don't really get why they would do that. Like, it came out in 2008, right? Like the first one. So why are you already remaking the movie? Like, I feel like they could have gone in a much more interesting direction. Now, I don't know how the movie's actually going to be. The movie could be so much different for all we know. But the trailer made it seem like it was the exact same movie, just now modern day with new characters or new actors. But like, I really hope it's very different because I don't want to see the same movie just today. You know what I mean? I think that's a mistake remakes make is when they do the exact same thing. Like, we don't need to see that again. Unless the only time that makes sense is if the movie is so old that remaking it like actually will benefit it because you're now getting the modern day, you know, special effects and all that. And also if maybe the first one wasn't that good in general. Like, I mean, not to hate on the 1990s I did like that movie, but I do feel like the newer remake just kind of perfected that story. So I think that worked as a remake, and also it was based on our book beforehand anyways. But like, I don't know, that's when I think remakes work. But when you do a film that was already just fine, like I didn't think the Strangers first one was that great, but like I don't really think you have to do the exact same thing again. Now do something a bit different with it, you know? The sequel, Strangers Prey at Night, is so much better than the first one, though. I will say that much. I love Strangers Prey at Night. I think it's honestly the one of the best slasher movies released in the past decade. Not exaggerating. I love that movie. Actually, hold on. I gotta show you guys something because I don't know if anybody has seen it, but this is one of my favorite. Like, it's so random, but I love this shot in this movie. It's got a great atmosphere too. But I really love this movie. I watched it. I forgot when I watched it, but it was probably a couple years ago. It came out in 2018, so couldn't have been too long ago. But hold on. It's this scene right here. There's this really cool shot. I know the quality is probably not the greatest, but I don't know. It's not like that insane of a shot, but I really like it. Hold on. So he's just, where is it? He's just chilling, and then he's walking around the pool, and then look, they just zoom in, and then she comes at him. I don't know. I just love that shit. That's so cool. And then it's got like the music playing and everything. It's such a cool atmosphere too. Oh, it's such a good movie. I'm sorry. It's better than the first one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's honestly one of the like most like it doesn't. It's one of those horror movies slashers. It doesn't really bother me in terms of like everyone always gets pissed at like characters making stupid decisions and stuff. That movie didn't really have that problem. Like I didn't find many points in the movie where I felt like it was choppy. So that's just a recommendation I have for you guys. Like I know you guys always recommend movies to me. I recommend you watch The Strangers Prey at Night. It's a damn good movie. That's all I'm saying. And you don't have to watch the first one to understand it, but it's a completely separate movie, by the way. Scariest horror film in your opinion? Personally, Sinister. I would agree. I think Sinister is the scariest one, which a lot of people disagree with me on that. I don't know. I thought it was terrifying. It's the only movie that legitimately like I like couldn't sleep well after watching it. So not a lot of horror movies do that to me. I think it's the sound. The sound design of that movie is so it's so creepy. The music and everything, it's so eerie. No, it's all one movie. Oh, when you were talking about Day of the Night of the all that, that was all one movie? What? I've never heard of it. It's a really long title. Oh, I see. So, Lena from Hawaii, when you donated before, the reason it has this 5 next to it is because it's your 5th super on a live stream. That's cool. I didn't know that. I thought you put that there yourself. And I was like, I'm not sure what the 5 means, but I'm glad to see it there. But that's why. Oh, cool. Are you a Lord of the Rings fan? Yes. Actually reacted to all the movies on this channel. I haven't seen The Hobbit yet, though. I should do The Hobbit. I would love to react to The Hobbit. Um, we'll see. House of Dragon is in August, not June. So I thought that too, but I saw a post that said that it's releasing in Q2 of this year, and Q2 means the second quarter, and Q2 would go from April to June, right? And it says it's releasing in summer, so I feel like process of elimination, it has to be June, right? Or maybe May even, unless they confirmed it's August, but I never saw that. But then again, maybe what I was reading was false, because that's possible. I mean, I can't trust everything I read on the internet. So you could be right. I could be completely wrong, but I remember I saw a tweet. Yeah, I know I saw a tweet. Like IMDb doesn't have it confirmed, but I don't know. I saw someone say like the head of something. It was someone working at HBO or something with that, and they said it was Q2 of this year. This year is so good for pop culture, at least for me. I got The Walking Dead, Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Dragons, Dogma 2, Final Fantasy, new Shakira album, new Shakira album. Possibilities are endless. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, every year's got like superhero stuff, so I'm always gotten something there, right? And I know a lot of people are complaining about that recently, and yeah, there's been a lot of bad ones recently, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of them I'm excited to watch regardless. Like, I'm excited for Deadpool 3, Joker 2, obviously, even though it's not really like superhero, but it's a comic book movie. Even Craven I'm looking forward to. Venom 3, it depends on the trailer. If the trailer looks good, I'll be excited, but I have no idea what that's going to look like. I do have to use the bathroom, so I might do that real quick. All right, we'll stay right here, and I will get right back to this. I'm gonna put. Oh, I don't have a be right back text ready. I'm gonna do that. I need it just because I know there's gonna be people who click on the stream when I'm gone, and they'll just never come back. All right, I'll be right back. Maybe I'll fix my hair in the process too. All right. We didn't lose that many viewers. I'm usually always scared when I leave for a little, I'm going to lose a bunch of viewers. And we lost like 10. That's all right. Yeah, that's okay. Honestly, not go like I shouldn't go to the bathroom at all, to be honest, during streams, but when I gotta go, man. I ain't holding that shit in. I am not holding that shit in for a second. It's just not gonna happen. Okay. Get back to it. Have you seen Shogun or Reacher? Nah, yeah, we just talked about those. Um, I guess I'll talk about Reacher for like a second, but yeah, I haven't seen it. I would definitely watch Chucky versus Megan movie. Oh yeah, that's the type of shit they should do next. To be honest, like if I feel like that'd be like the best thing that those two franchises could do for themselves because Chucky doesn't hasn't had a movie since 2019. They have the show going on, but they can definitely use a movie. And I mean, you would get a lot of people to sit their ass in the theaters for a Chucky versus Megan movie. I mean, look at Freddy versus Jason, how well that movie did. Actually, I don't know if it did well at the box office. All I know is people like it. So I don't know, man. I would love a fucking Chucky versus Megan movie. That'd be awesome. You would have to make Megan a PG-13 character though, because obviously, or R-rated character, because I don't. You can do Megan R. You really can't do Chucky PG-13 though. So that's what they would have to do. Thank you, Samas. I appreciate it. I recommend The Gray. I've actually already seen The Gray, but I have not seen Hell or High Waters. What are your thoughts on the Marvel Netflix shows being canon to the MCU? Interesting question. So I was always of the opinion that like I didn't think they were meant to be canon, and I don't think they ever were. A lot of people argued against me for that though. They were like, "Oh, they have these Easter eggs." They like talked about the New York thing, but I don't think that necessarily means they have to be part of the MCU. They're just maybe that universe has had those same things happen in it, but they clearly want to keep them disconnected, right? But I think once we got to the Daredevil Born Again leaks and people did not like the sound of the leaks, I think they started to realize people really like the Daredevil show and we want to see that shit continue. And so they probably thought, let's just make them canon. And why not? They kind of fit as being canon, so why not? You might as well. I complained a lot. I don't want to say complained, but I made the argument a lot that there are some elements of those shows that don't feel like they work in the MCU, but at the same time, I don't really care. It's cool to see them canon. I'm happy about that, but I don't. I kind of hate the whole canon or not canon arguments, regardless, because I feel like it never really matters. At the end of the day, whatever is canon is whatever the writers want. You know what I mean? They can literally decide to throw away anything, and the Godzilla is a good example of that because that franchise is full of like very disconnected stories. Like they'll forget everything's canon and then just make the next movie take place right after the original. Like Halloween did that as well a couple times, but I don't think it really like matters. It's whatever the writers want, and if they want something to be canon, they'll make it canon. If they don't, they don't. It's whatever. But I think it's just cool to see it though. It's cool to see that it's supposed to be a continuation of that series. I think that's a good thing for sure. Have you seen any reviews from the Italian Stallion 51? He hated Beau's Afraid. He did a rant on that movie, and even though I haven't seen the movie, the review is hilarious. No, I have not. I've actually never heard of him, but I will check it out at some point. I don't know. But Was Afraid I thought was kind of underrated. I didn't like the last like half of it, but the first hour was really solid. Like when I was first watching that movie, I was debating on being like, okay, this is a 5-star movie, right? But once we got to a certain point, I was like, never mind, it's not a 5-star movie. Oh boy. I have heard of the Fall of the House Ushers. Is that the same guy who did was it Mike Flanagan or something? What's his name? The guy who did Haunting a Hill House, right? Same guy. I don't play Call of Duty, so when this dude was saying COD zombies, I genuinely thought he meant zombie fish. I don't even blame you. It's a funny acronym for Call of Duty because yeah, there is a codfish. I remember when I first saw a codfish like in a restaurant because like I guess I just for the longest time just never even knew that existed as a fish, and I was like, "There's really a fish called a codfish?" I don't know. Thought it was cool. Just put rewatch in the title instead of reaction. That is true, but at the same time, you're immediately gonna cut like half of your views in half because of that though. Which is probably just how it has to be as whatever, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I want people to watch it, but I also, you know, I don't want that situation that I mentioned before where people are gonna watch it and not fully understand that I've already seen it. You know what I mean? So I think it's better to just avoid rewatches altogether for me, but I do them every now and then. If it's again, I always clarify that in the intro part of the video, always. Did you know that The Ones Who Live was originally supposed to be a movie? Yep. Um, I don't know if it was going to be the exact same though. Like I don't know if the story was always intended to be the exact same as it is now. Probably not. It probably changed a lot. But yeah, it was originally supposed to be a trilogy of films. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Marvel Netflix show? Oh, you already asked that. Yeah. I hope you get to watch the 100. It's the 100, right? Not the 100. Someone told me that once. It's my favorite TV series. Yeah, I'd love to check it out. The Ones Who Live was supposed to be a movie by Universal. Yep, it was going to be Universal, and yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to not do it, but I'm fine they didn't because it's a TV series. It still feels like a movie, so I'm all on board for it. Are there any videos you plan on doing besides reaction videos? Yeah, I do rankings and reviews here and there, but there's a lot of like video essay, like analytical type videos I really wanted to do. Like just as like a random example, like I thought of it at one point. I think I was gonna do an MCU video actually. It was gonna be about MCU humor and like why I believe it's like not good. Like there's a problem with it. And it was a whole idea I had, but it would probably take a while to make, and I don't know how people would like if people would watch it or not, so I just didn't make it. I could still make it though, because honestly, my thoughts on it kind of still are relevant today. So I don't know. Well, they're not as relevant because actually we haven't had an MCU project that has had a humor issue since like what, like Ant-Man 3? I don't know. Can't think of the last one that I had a really big issue with the humor. Well, I guess Madam Web. I mean, Madam Web's the yeast of that. Oh, the fucking yeast of that. I meant to say the least of that, but I there's this joke from Family Guy where he says the yeast of my problems or something, and so every time I want to say that, I say the yeast of it. It's not even intentional anymore. I just say it on accident. Um, but no, that's the least of Madam Web's problems is the humor, but it's still a problem. And it's not the existence of humor. It's the type of humor they use. Humor is fine. Just you got to actually tell it right, you know. House of Dragon season 2 will be the best soap opera since Game of Thrones season 6. You should watch Shaun of the Dead. All of the like zombie movies I want to watch, so we'll probably do that at some point. A lot of Game of Thrones reactors started midway through and they did just fine. Well, yeah, but it was an ongoing series. I think that's very different because I mean, technically I did that with The Walking Dead, right? So technically I think that's different because you're still going to get the people who I also did with Stranger Things too. You're still going to get new people because it's again an ongoing series. So there's new episodes, so they're going to be looking up reactions to the new episodes that are coming out. But like if it's a show like Better Call Saul, I mean, sure there probably are some people looking up Better Call Saul reactions, but not a lot. And the people that are looking it up, they're more likely, and I don't know why this is. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why. For some reason, YouTube is more likely to recommend the first episode of the series, and I think it probably is just logically speaking because it's the first video. So YouTube thinks, okay, we're not gonna give them, you know, an episode later on in the series because, well, they got to watch the first episode first, right? So chances are, if you're gonna see recommendations of like the first episode of The Walking Dead, for example, just as a random example, right, before anything else. So if I were to start Better Call Saul from scratch, season one, I'm gonna get a lot of people who are gonna be like, yeah, let me watch this. And starting at season 5, though, it's kind of a different situation, and I do feel, and I don't know this for sure. I think it would be pushed out a bit less, and I also think the viewer experience of not being able to come along that journey with me, it's gonna feel kind of weird because. Oh, and actually, here's the worst part. Actually, let me. I didn't even get to the worst part. The worst part is that I already know some spoilers of season 5 and 6 of Better Call Saul. That's the worst part. I didn't even think of that. So that automatically makes the reactions less interesting for people too, because I already know some of the stuff that happens. Only some. There's like 2 things I know, but like it's enough to the point where like I think people would be kind of annoyed. And I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know. Would you be willing to watch the Human Centipede movies? I think I've seen the no, I've seen clips, but I've never actually seen them, I don't think. I never actually watched all of them. Like I've seen clips though. Because watching the whole thing just seems like a miserable time. Actually, no, have I? Let me look it up because I would know. I check my letterbox. If I have it rated on letterbox, then I guess I have seen it. There's no way I have actually seen it though. Human Centipede. No, yeah, I haven't. I don't have it rated, so I must have never seen it then. Maybe I should just for fun. I've seen clips though, for sure. I've definitely seen clips. Was your overall thoughts on episode 2 of The Ones Who Live? I thought it was a fantastic episode. Probably just as good as the first one. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go into spoilers like I said before because I want to avoid that on this specific stream, but I think the level of quality, the characters, even the side characters, the new characters, like they're so good. I don't really have any like major issues with the episode. I think there was like one issue I had with the episode, maybe like one issue, and it was one scene, specifically the scene with the giant walker. Again, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but there was a scene with the giant walker herd. When Michonne was trying to like, you know what scene I'm talking about, right? There was a couple moments in that scene that I thought was kind of wonky, like it just felt kind of weirdly put together. But that was like the only scene. It looked cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm not talking about like the effects or anything. Though the effects were fine. I'm talking about like how some of the stuff happened and the pacing of which it happened. It kind of hard to explain, but everything else was fantastic. So I've never been live with somebody that does the format you do and reads every comment. And I absolutely 100% appreciate it. Even if you don't comment back, you do see it. I love it minus the trolls. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's how I like doing it. I'm like, there's some YouTubers I know who do that. I mean, obviously, like let's say we had like 1,000 people watching, I probably wouldn't be able to read every comment, but well, I guess I don't technically read every comment even now. It's even now it's kind of impossible to, but I try as many as humanly possible. Like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, if we literally read everyone, we would be here for 10 years. But like, I try to get to as many as possible. How do you envision all of the characters and storyline come together for maybe one final season? What would you like to see? I talked about this before on a video actually, but the best thing they can do is end each of the shows at maybe season 2 or 3, right? Have like season 3 of Daryl Dixon be the last season, Dead season 2 or 3 be the last season, The Ones Who Live season 1, 2, 3, whatever, last season. Have them come together at Alexandria or Commonwealth, probably Commonwealth, because I believe they took down the Alexandria set, so I don't think they're going back there ever again, unfortunately. Probably at Commonwealth. Everyone meets up there, and maybe CRM still exists, or some sort of remnants of it exist, right? I don't think Rick and Michonne are going to take down the whole thing. They come and attack Commonwealth, and we get this giant, large-scale battle between Commonwealth and CRM, and it's like a movie. Like, turn it into a movie. Like, don't do a show out of it, a season. I'm talking a Walking Dead film. Have it be this big, grand-scale battle where literally CRM is destroying Commonwealth. Like, it is like, Commonwealth is this 50,000 person community, so it's huge. They are just taking it out, leveling the place. And it's the most destruction we've ever seen. And it's like the biggest fight they've ever had to deal with in their entire lives. And you see every character get their moment to shine. There's walkers involved too, like everything. Just bring it all together there. Every character's there. Even some of the characters from the original show come back. This big grand scale thing, right? And personally, I would have Negan die in this movie. I wouldn't have anyone else die though, like any main character. Just have Negan die. As much as I love Negan, I love his character. I think him ending his arc, like saving someone's life, whether it's I don't know, something like that. I think that is the best way to end that. And then you end all of the character storylines there. They defeat CRM. They live happily ever after. They rebuild Commonwealth. That's the show. Put a close on it. Everything's done. There you go. That's how I would do it personally. They got to work their way up to that point though, so maybe that will come like in a couple of years or something. But I really hope we get that because I think all the characters' storylines need to end together. That's the main point I've been trying to get across. They need to end it together. They can't have these characters end without meeting up with each other. They need to have their final moments being on the screen at the same time together. Kind of what I'm getting at here. And I think having it just be a Commonwealth versus CRM like war would make the most sense. So why not? Commonwealth has the numbers. They have the numbers for sure. But yeah, I realize that a lot of people characterize Nightmare on Elm Street as a slasher movie, but it does have some deep elements of psychological horror. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like a psychological slasher in a way. No new Elm Streets because I don't think society will accept another Freddy except Robert Englund. That is probably true, which I think is a shame because, like, I think even Robert Englund himself wants people to move on. Like, I'm sure he probably would come back as Freddy. I think he has said before that he would, but like, I don't think he like feels the like. It's something that I don't understand about people in general because look, no matter how great an actor is in a role, no matter how fantastic they do, there can be someone else out there who can do a good job too. It's not there's never just this one even Rick motherfucking Grimes. I love Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes. He's fantastic. But does that mean that there's not a single person on planet Earth that can do a good job as Rick as well? No, there's definitely someone else who can do a good job. Will they be able to be better than Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes? That's going to be a very hard thing to do, so probably not. Same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. It would be very hard for someone to be better than Robert Englund. But I don't really care though. Like, I don't think someone has to be better than Robert Englund for the movie to still be fantastic, and even for the character to just be fantastic. Like, honestly, the remake from 2010, I didn't love the movie, but Jackie Earl Haley was fucking amazing as Freddy. He was fantastic. The makeup wasn't the best, but he did a great job just purely acting wise. He was terrifying. He was scary. Sure, the script wasn't that great, but if you put that man in a better script, you are going to have a masterpiece. So that's my opinion on that. And I hope that they can do it anyways, just to like show people that yes, it can happen. Unfortunately, I think that remake, because people didn't like it, it did kind of create this idea that it's impossible to do a better version or even just a good version of Freddy that's not Robert Englund. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I hope it happens someday, but for now, we'll have to just wait. I don't know. I think within the next 10 years, they got to do another one. They have to. There's no way we'll go 10 more years without another Nightmare on Elm Street. That would be criminal, man. Criminal. I have this idea in my head. I've had this idea for a script of a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot for ages now. I think it sounds awesome. I'd love for it to happen, but maybe I got to be the one to make the script and give it to someone and be like, yo, let's make this. No, I heard I forget who said it. I think it was James Gunn said this. He said if you ever write a script, like your first script, never write it based on another IP. Always make it an original script. I guess it's just you're less likely to get taken seriously because it's just going to sound like fan fiction to most people, which honestly makes sense. But then again, I'm just saying, I have ideas, man. I have ideas. Honestly, I think you got to turn it into like you really got to go deep with the detective side of it and the psychological side of it. Like, I think that's what you got to do more than anything. And then just wait like halfway through the movie and just go crazy with it. Like some crazy dream sequences. Like the ideas are endless, man. It's just one of those franchises that they just need more. Like they just need more. Crazy. Do you think Shane will ever appear in The Walking Dead again? I don't think they really need to. He could though, but it's not like a necessity. You know what I mean? Definitely not a necessity. Just started watching your channel, became obsessed. Thank you so much, Cassie. My question is, what's your favorite American Horror Story season so far? I think not Coven. I think Asylum is still my favorite. But to be fair, I'm only 5 episodes into Coven, so maybe by the end of it, it'll be my favorite. But Asylum is definitely my favorite season currently. I think every single element of it was just made for me. Like it just felt like it was like exclusively made for me. So I loved it. Madam Web was camp and didn't deserve the hate. I mean, it was camp, but like, here's the thing. I don't think it was like, I honestly don't think it was intentionally campy. I think that was just like, I genuinely think they were trying to make it serious, but it was just so bad that it felt like it was trying to be campy, but I don't think it actually was. I could be wrong though. Maybe that was their intention. I don't know. But even that, I still just didn't like it. But I love that you seem to have enjoyed it. So I'm glad you did. But I couldn't get much out of it, to be honest. Think we'll see any more past Walking Dead characters show up in The Ones Who Live? I hope so. Yeah. Morgan is one I want to see more than anyone. Have you ever seen the movie Legion from 2010? I did. It's actually on my Patreon. I never brought it to YouTube though. So I apologize to those of you who maybe wanted to see a reaction to it on YouTube, but I never brought it to YouTube. I guess I could one day. I still have the recording of it. I love Letterboxd. Letterboxd is a fantastic. The people who don't have it need to get it. You need to get Letterboxd. If you guys don't know what Letterboxd is, it's this app, website as well, where you can just rate movies and just talk about them with other people. And there's like this whole, you can have a bunch of friends and you can see their ratings of all the movies. You can make a list. It's so much fun. So much fun. Jason X, do you watch ZZ Zavid? Zavid? I don't know. Not sure what, is that a YouTuber or something? Or is that a movie? I hope Morgan joins the show later on. I really do. Because I think that would be awesome. Like, that would be, like, they were going to do a season 2, have Morgan be in the final episode of season 1. And then season 2 is marketed as not just the Rick and Michonne show now. It's now the Rick, Michonne, and Morgan show. Which they're an awesome trio. So, like, come on. That'd be fantastic. All this time I was not aware Jason Voorhees had a hallway scene or anti-hallway scene. This looks awful. You guys talking about the Jason X thing now? Come on, bro. That looked awesome. What are you talking about? What's up, Marlon? I gotta go a little faster through this chat because I am so far behind. Oh my god. Bride of Chucky. Yeah, Bride of Chucky is amazing. Leprechaun went to space, so did Pinhead. I've only seen the first Hellraiser. Oh no, I've seen Hellraiser 1 and the remake that came out 2 years ago. Did you ever see me react to any other Hellraiser movies? Because I don't know. I reacted to those 2, but I always debated on if I should react to more. Which did you like more, Train to Busan or 28 Days Later? Train to Busan, actually. But yeah, both are definitely great, yeah. What's up, Ash D? How you doing? Oh, I'm just seeing your comment now, but yeah, you were one of the ones who super chatted. Misery was how I found you. Yeah, actually a lot of people did, which I'm happy to see that. Please watch Terrifier 1 and 2. Also, I don't appreciate how it took until the end of Asylum for you to learn Lana Winter's name. You think I learned it? I still didn't. I still say it wrong. If I don't say banana before saying it, I won't say it right. I have to say banana Lana, or else I won't say it right. I won't. But actually, I have already seen the 2 Terrifier movies. And actually, lucky for you, my reaction to Terrifier 2 is on the channel. Not Terrifier 1, though. It's not on the channel. I saw that on my own. But Terrifier 2 is on the channel. So I would recommend checking it out. What is your favorite Francis Conroy's character in American Horror Story 4? So honestly, I don't know who Francis Conroy is. So I'm going to have to look them up. Conroy. Oh, yeah, I know her. Honestly, I want to say Myrtle. Myrtle so far. Even though she's not been in that much of it so far. She's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I like her beef with Fiona, so I'd probably say her. I'm glad I know the actress's name, though, now. Kathy Bates out your name out your mouths. What is it that makes you have such bad opinions about The Walking Dead? I don't know, man. Well, maybe you have the bad opinions. You ever think about that? I would love to hear what opinions you think that are bad, though. I want to know. The Sopranos is HBO? I would like to watch The Sopranos someday. Would I ever do it on the channel, though? I don't know. Oh, I just went ahead pretty far. Actually, we don't have that many more to catch up on, actually. What do you think the next Supreme is? I'm still saying Zoe. That's what I've been saying, Zoe, for the past couple episodes now. Well, ever since what happened in episode 3 happened, I've been saying probably Zoe now. Honestly, they should have just kept going with The Walking Dead and just do different storylines. So I don't love how they separate them all. So yeah, here's the thing. I agree with you completely. Don't get me wrong, but this is why they decided to do what they did. And a lot of people are confused about it. And There's a couple reasons why they did what they did. First of all, there was this is not confirmed. This is me speculating about why they did it. I'll be honest, because I don't know everything, but this is my speculation. So first of all, AMC had to pay money, I believe, to Robert Kirkman and some others as well for the Walking Dead series. For some reason, I guess because, obviously Kirkman made The Walking Dead originally. It was based on that show. So they had to pay him royalties and all these other things to make the show, which I think led to the show having a lower budget because they need to set aside some of their money to pay those fees, right? And I think they just didn't want to deal with those anymore. They didn't want to deal with them because spin-offs do not have the same deal. Their deal was only for the Walking Dead show, but if they do a Walking Dead spin-off, the deal doesn't count anymore. So they kind of found a loophole where they can now continue the Walking Dead in other shows, and they don't have to pay Robert Kirkman and do all that crap anymore. Which is kind of weird. I don't know, but I get that to an extent. But I think one of the bigger reasons too is they want people to come back to The Walking Dead, right? They want to get new people to watching it. You're more likely to convince someone to watch a brand new series starring, Rick Grimes coming back than you are to convince someone to start watching The Walking Dead season 12. You know what I mean? Like if let's say someone stopped watching in season 7 or something, like that's just an example, right? And you want to advertise this new Rick Grimes series to them and you want them to watch it, right? A brand new series is they're more likely to say, okay, I'll check it out, right? If it's season 12 though, they ain't gonna check that shit out because now they gotta watch like 4 more seasons of content just to catch up. And although, yes, you should watch the whole series for the ones who live, like you should, it's definitely important. But yes, you could get away with not watching it. You don't really have to watch all of it to understand what's going on now. You're just not going to get the full context, and I think it's important to get the full context. But they know people will probably watch the Rick show anyways, even without having watched the rest of the show. And yeah, I know people in real life. I have some of my friends actually are thinking about watching it, even though they haven't caught up. So yeah, I think that's why they did it. They just want to get more people watching. They want to bring more people back, and they also don't want to pay fees no more. So I guess that's why. Yeah, I gotta see Rick and Daryl reunite too. Yeah. Have you seen the Silent Hill movie? Nope. That's a video game too, right? Thanks for not saying my name wrong. Oh, I'm glad I didn't, because honestly, I thought I was going to. People usually say it with a Spanish. Oh, see, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about saying it like that, so don't give me too much credit because I was first thinking about saying it like that. But I was like, no, I don't think it's like that. That shouldn't be how it sounds. But then again, I don't really know. Damn. I wouldn't call you that though. Don't worry. I don't. I liked Pray at Night much more than the first one too. Yeah, I loved it. This is out of nowhere, but who is the sexiest woman? I can't. I don't know. No comment. How about that? Pray at Night is so slept on. Yeah, it's got less reviews. It's got lower ratings than the first one, but I think it's so much better. This guy's gonna play Sentry in Thunderbolts. The guy from the Pray at Night, the Strangers Pray at Night. Really? Oh, I did hear about that. You're right. You're right. Do you plan on watching Scream Queens? You know what's so funny? I watched the first episode of that show. I had no idea it was made by the same creator of American Horror Story. I did watch the first episode. I've never seen more of it though. I just watched the first episode. It was funny. I don't remember it that well though, because it was probably like 5 years ago I watched it. I don't know. The creepy soundtrack in that garage car scene in Sinister was awful. I play that on repeat at my front door during Halloween. Damn. Bro, you're just gonna make people never want to come to your house with that music. No, that music is like, it's some of the creepiest I've ever heard. And yeah, it's the recording too. It's just so like, I would show it right now, but I don't want to give all you guys nightmares, so I'm not gonna do it. 30 Days of Night, Evil Dead 2013, The Shining are the scariest. Yeah, Evil Dead 2013 was pretty scary. The Shining too, yeah, for sure. I haven't seen that first movie you mentioned though. I think Matt Smith said it was coming out in June. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we find out. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. I hope it's sooner rather than later, of course, but I guess we'll find out. It'd be cool if you'd react to James Bond. Yeah, I actually am planning on doing that at some point. I don't know when, but I would love to watch them. I'm probably not going to watch all of them. I'd probably just watch the Daniel Craig ones just because I know people love them a lot. They're like probably the ones that are more praised than most of them, I think. I don't think I'd watch all the older ones, but maybe if someone wanted me to watch one of the older ones, but I definitely will be doing the Daniel Craig ones at some point. Um, oh my god, you know what's so funny? So this Billy right here said no poop jokes, everybody. All right, and then Ash D, you said same. I just popped dinner in the oven and can now relax. I read that as I just pooped the dinner in the oven. I'm sorry, I don't mean didn't mean to do that, but that's how I read it. Just because I saw the guy say something about poop before, I was like, okay. Um, what is your favorite Chucky movie? Child's Play 2. Child's Play 2, Curse of Chucky, Bride of Chucky. Those are the top three for me. Have you ever seen Yellow Jackets? No, I've seen a trailer for it though. Thank you, Octacon. Watching you for 3 years. Damn. 3 years is a while. Look at you now. I appreciate it, man. How long was 3 years ago? 2021? What was I reacting to 3 years ago? I guess that was the Godzilla movies, right? I did Godzilla. Oh, and the DC movies. I reacted to like Man of Steel and Zack Snyder. Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League came out like about 3 years ago. Yeah, I did do reactions to all of those. You should have commercial breaks. Oh, I could have thrown. I think I can insert an ad. I probably should have inserted an ad when I went to the bathroom, but I didn't think to do that. That would have been a good idea. Are you a Star Wars fan? Yes, definitely. How old are you? 23. Filming of Superman 2025 began. Yeah, I saw that. I'm kind of mad they took away the Superman Legacy title. I kind of like that. Now we have to call it James Gunn's Superman, or we have to call it Superman 2025 or something. I don't know. I like the Superman Legacy title because it was different. I know technically the original was marketed as Superman the movie, but like everyone calls it just Superman. So like they should have stuck with the Superman Legacy title. Alien movies are scary as hell because it's not as far fetched. Yeah, there's a like Signs is a good example of that. Like it honestly doesn't seem like something that can't happen. Like it seems like something that could happen in maybe like 100 years. I don't know. The Underworld films, I would suggest the Underworld films. I've heard of those. Don't know anything about them though, but maybe one day. Leave Dakota Johnson alone. If she doesn't want to act in a movie, then she doesn't have to. Oh man. Yeah, it wasn't even her fault. That's the thing. Like it wasn't really any of the actors' fault. Like none of the performances were like good, but it wasn't really their fault. Like just a bad script. Have you seen the Walking Dead movie teaser? Yeah, that came out in 2019. That's yeah. But it ended up being a show instead. Thank you, Morgan D. Congrats on the 40K. Well deserved. I'm loving your American Horror Story reactions at the moment. Thank you for all the content you produce. I appreciate it. Bringing all the Walking Dead characters for a final season would be epic. Would be an epic way to wrap up everything. Exactly. Oh, it doesn't have to be even a season. I think honestly, it could just be like a movie. Like it doesn't even have to be a whole season because I think it'd be even cooler if they market it as like, okay, this is the Walking Dead movie, and that's how they wrap everything up, and like put it in theaters, put it on AMC Plus. I don't care, but like a 2 hour special movie like that, oh my god. Well, a season would be fine too. I think I could do that too. I just think it'd be I don't know, it'd be better just make it a movie. No, I have not started watching Ash vs. The Evil Dead, but it's a show I would like to watch at some point. Not gonna lie, my GF convinced me to watch Game of Thrones for the first time, knowing nothing at all. It's now one of my favorite shows and been watching your reactions every episode. Great reaction. Show is fire. Thank you so much, Mateo. I appreciate that. It is one of my favorite shows for sure. Can't wait for you to hopefully get to season 7 of American Horror Story. That one is a top 3 season for me. I hope so too. As long as people are watching them, I will watch as much as we can. I heard the second Centipede was better. Yeah, there's 3 of them, right? Would you ever react to Twin Peaks? Um, I mean, maybe people voted for it on my polls. I have heard of it though. Like I should move this chat because I realized I'm like aiming like my facing downward to look at it, just like to read it. But it kind of hurts my neck. Like I kind of want to look up, you know. I guess I could higher this a little bit. That helps. When can we expect the next Arkham slash Red Dead Redemption videos? So I did finish. Oh, I guess I didn't finish the Arkham series. I finished Arkham Asylum, but yeah, I see you said Arkham. So the next for me starting Arkham City, I guess hopefully within the next couple weeks. Red Dead Redemption, I'll do it as soon as possible. Honestly, I've just been so busy, so I've just not found the time to play more. But definitely gonna get to it as soon as I can. Have Negan die saving Maggie's life? Yeah, it could be her, it could be her kid, anyone really. I don't know. Even though it sounds cliche, like I know it does sound cliche, like have the redeemed character, you know, save the person's life who they originally ruined their life. Like it is a generic in a way, but like I don't think that's a problem though. Like it could still really work. I don't think everything has to be a subversion of expectations and really, really different. Like it could just be something that feels well written. You know what I mean? It just feels purposeful. It feels like it matters for the character. That's all I want, you know? It doesn't have to be something that like, you know, as long as it's done well and executed well, that's cool. We will have a new Elm Street without Robert. I'm sure we will someday, yeah. I heard a Reddit post where someone said Michonne should. Yeah, I agree with you with the Andrea thing. That'd be cool. Have you seen The Departed? You mean The Departed? Everyone always says that. I think is the movie take place in Boston? Because everyone says that. Everyone calls it The Departed. I'm assuming it takes place in Boston. I'll watch it someday. Yeah, it's a Martin Scorsese movie, right? Would you like to see Andrew Lincoln in other action movies besides anything related to The Walking Dead? I kind of wanted him to be Reed Richards. I'm not gonna lie. I think he would have been a pretty fucking cool Reed Richards. But they casted Pedro Pascal in that role instead. Which I'll be honest, I don't like that casting that much. I really don't. I don't think it's like terrible, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm sure he'll do fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he will do fine. He's a great actor. He will do fine. I would not have picked that. Like if I had to like I'm sure there was at least 50 other people out there that would have probably been better for Reed than Pedro Pascal. But whatever, man. I ain't gonna complain about it too much because I could be completely wrong. I could watch the movie and he could be like the greatest ever in that role, but I don't know. Just based on the knowledge I have on the character, I don't really see it, you know. But I do think Andrew Lincoln would have been kind of interesting in that role, even though he is like, I mean, he's kind of similar age to Pedro. I kind of wish Reed they cast someone a little younger for Reed, but if you're gonna cast someone in their 50s, anyways, Pedro's not 50. He's what 48 now. He might be almost 50. I don't know. If you're gonna do that, I mean, could have done Andrew Lincoln. You know, I mean, because you know, I feel like he would have been pretty fucking cool. But then again, I don't know. He wouldn't have been my first choice for Reed Richards. I'm just saying I think that would have been cool though. It's more of a new Nightmare without Wes Craven. Maybe. I think there's so many directors that could do a Nightmare on Elm Street though. Like, I mean, Wes Craven only did 2 of them, right? So technically they didn't like. I don't think that's why they're not doing it because Yeah, he's only done 2 of them or 3 of them. No, he did 2 of them, right? He did the original and he did New Nightmare. He didn't do did he do no, he didn't do part 3, right? That was someone else. I'm sure he had a like, a say in them. I'm sure he worked on them, produced them, but I don't think he directed them, all of them. He probably did have a say in all of them, actually. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think James Wan would be the perfect choice to do a new one. Not necessarily to write the script, but to direct it. Like, that would be awesome. The script, I feel like, I don't know. There's got to be some writers out there who have good ideas. I don't know. But James Wan's directing style, like, just go watch *Malignant*. All you gotta do is watch *Malignant*. You will see what I mean. That would work perfectly for a *Nightmare on Elm Street* movie. Perfectly. I hope they wait to make a new Elm Street until Friday the 13th can have a new movie. Well, Friday the 13th is getting a series, I think, next year or something. I think A24 series or something like that. I forget what it is, but something related to Jason. So you should pitch the script idea. Yeah, it's a pretty simple idea. So my idea was, first of all, it'd be set in college. I thought college would be cooler because the other ones were mostly based in high school, and it set itself apart from the original. Don't make it too similar to the original. Honestly, my idea has like very little similarities to the original, but you would have it be set in college. You'd be this kid. The thought I had for the opening scene was really cool because it was like this kid who's having this dream, and obviously he's seeing Freddy. Like, that's part of his dream, and you don't have to hide Freddy too much, but like at least try to hide him a little bit because I kind of want it to be like a cooler reveal later on. But you see his arm, you see, he's like his, knife glove thing. You see all that, and it's a very creepy dream. Obviously, really go hard with the horror stuff. And then he wakes up in his dream, and you keep thinking something's gonna happen to this kid. You keep thinking he's gonna die. He's gonna be the one to get killed. But then they kind of have this girl showing in the background. She's kind of like falling asleep too, and they kind of focus on her the whole time, but they're not really focused on her. So you're not really looking at her. You're looking at the guy in the front, right? You're looking at the guy who's actually also falling asleep. And this is, I probably should have specified, this is in a classroom, right? This is all happening in a classroom, in a high school, not a high school, college classroom. And I mean, it's very frequent people fall asleep during class, right? But this girl is behind him, or like that way. The shot's kind of like on him this way, and you see him falling asleep. He's like trying to like wake up because he's having these horrible nightmares in the middle of class, and it's obviously very, not something he should be doing. And then you kind of get this moment of relief when he wakes up, and you're like, okay, he's okay. And then the girl in the back, out of nowhere, you just see blood pouring out of her throat, and like a cut like opens up, and there's no one actually cuts her throat. No one does anything. It just cuts open and starts blood's pouring out. If you've seen Nightmare on Elm Street movie, you know how that works. You get any sort of injury in the dream, it happens in real life. So that's what happened there. In her dream, she got her throat slit, and it was, of course, by Freddy, and she dies there. And the whole movie just starts with this tragedy that happens where this girl just randomly dies in the classroom, and everyone's like, what fucking happened? Because nobody saw anyone do anything. She just started dying. She just got a cut in her throat out of nowhere. And it's like everyone's like freaking out about this. Like, to me, that sounds so interesting, having like a detective story, and you have these detective characters as well as the kid character who would be like the main character. And, or I guess he's not really a kid, he's in college, but you know what I mean? He's younger. And they're kind of working together, and he's like, I have no idea what happened. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't see anything. No one had a weapon, whatever. Like, the cameras don't show anything crazy. I guess they wouldn't have a camera in the classroom itself, but they don't have anyone showing it, like anyone brought anything in or anything like that. And the movie goes from there. And at some point, I think the kid you would show other kids as well, maybe at other colleges as well, having certain situations happening too. And then maybe like other characters die. I'm not going to go in detail about every idea I have, but that's just some of it. And then eventually these kids go on, let's say like Thanksgiving break or something. It could be any sort of break, and they're home for the holidays. And they kind of talk about it over like group chat because they all went to the same high school together. And that, including that girl in that classroom with him, they went to the same high school together. That's part of the story there, is he did know her from before, and he was shaken up about it more than anyone because he didn't know her. And so it eventually gets tied into their roots of all even being in the same elementary school. And that's obviously the whole plot of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I wanted to get even more specific, where they all lived on the same street, because I think that to me is where I think the whole idea of Elm Street should go, where it's not just like, okay, they went to the school together, they were with this person who was a child murderer, but also it was on specifically Elm Street. Like, make it really specific to Elm Street. Don't just make it this general topic of Elm Street. Like, literally, these kids live there. And they meet up to talk about it, and they're like, what the fuck's going on? And again, you get this whole conversation where everyone's talking about it there, and they're thinking, what the hell's going on? Maybe more people die, whatever, in their dreams. And some people are taking it seriously, some people aren't. And it's just, back and forth. Have a very diverse group of characters, very different people. And you eventually get some sort of, this idea where they start learning to master their dreams, which part 3 did, the whole Dream Warriors thing. And they have to start learning how to fight back against Freddy in their dreams. And you would get crazy with that at that point. Up until that point, it's very much a horror movie, a psychological thriller. But once you get to that third act where they're really trying to fight against Freddy in their own dreams, it gets crazy, like part 3 and 4 does, where they start introducing crazy shit just like Dream Warriors did, where you can just spawn in whatever you want because it's your own dream. You can do that as long as you really try hard enough. And for example, you have a scene where a kid pulls out like a fucking assault rifle or something and starts shooting at Freddy. Like, just random shit like that. Make it crazy, but still keep it somewhat on the horror elements. You want it to be a scary movie, but get a little crazy with it towards the end, because to me, that's what A Nightmare on Elm Street should be. Get weird with it, but still keep it somewhat, I don't want to say grounded, but like gritty in that sense, where it still feels like, don't make it too campy, is what I'm saying, And I think my perfect idea for the ending is, in this universe, it's a different universe of Freddy, it's a completely new universe, right? In this universe, these are the only kids that know who Freddy is still, right? And so he really only has power over these kids. So at the very end, everyone's killed except for the one guy from the opening. And it's fucked up that everyone dies except for him, right? But he realizes this, and he realizes that Freddy can't kill him, because if Freddy kills him, then he's not going to have anyone to terrorize anymore, because he's the only person left in this world who is scared and genuinely has an understanding of who Freddy is. And it's kind of how the whole idea works. You have to actually know who he is and kind of like understand him to get the dreams. And so Freddy realizes this and just decides to terrorize him. And something that established early in the movie is that this kid sleepwalks, right? So the movie ends with Freddy somehow finding a way, and this is something that was maybe established in the film already, but we didn't really fully see it, where Freddy is actually able to control the kid while he's sleeping and have him do actions just based on the fact that he's a sleepwalker. If he wasn't a sleepwalker, it probably wouldn't work like that. And the kid kills his family. He's at his house. He kills his parents while they're sleeping. While he's sleepwalking, Freddy makes him do it. Sounds fucking insane, I know. But then the movie ends with him getting sent off to an insane asylum or some sort. And he's going insane because he has Freddy in his mind still, and he can't sleep because he still has Freddy there. And he's laughing at Freddy because he's like, well, at least, you can't kill me. At least that happens. But he did just fuck up his whole life right there. That's how I would end the movie. Sounds fucking nuts. And the second film would pick up from him in the asylum and would be something related to that. But I don't know. To me, that just sounds like the most like batshit crazy movie that would take into account the entire franchise. Because think about it. Him being controlled by Freddy, we've seen that before in part 2, remember? So just take every element from all the Freddy movies and work it into a brand new universe with all new rules of how Freddy actually works. Damn, you could have a damn good movie on your hands, man. I don't know. I get hyped thinking about it. All right, I'm done. I apologize for that long rant, but I love sharing it because I think it's a cool idea, but I don't know, man. I'm sure there's some details that could definitely be tweaked with, but I don't know. I like it. I need Chandler Riggs to make an appearance in The Walking Dead one last time. I would love that. Yeah, like a dream sequence or something. What do you think of Red Dead Redemption? So I'm loving it so far. I think it's a fantastic game. It's a long game though, because I've played probably like 20 hours of it at this point. And it says I'm like 20% through it. So I have a lot left apparently, but I guess that's just how the game is. But I'm excited because I like long games, so I'm fine with that. Oh yeah, I did spoil the ending. Yeah, my bad. If one day I get the movie to be made, you're going to be the only people on planet Earth who will know the ending. Oh, man. It's never going to happen, obviously. I have I would have to be like I'd have to know people in the industry to even get that out there. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody, so it wouldn't happen anyways. What's your favorite movie you saw in theater? Well, Joker is my favorite movie, so I would have to just say that. I did see it in theaters. Apparently, my top The Walking Dead got some heat. Your top 10, like top 10 characters or episodes? Um, would love to see you do a rewatch of The Walking Dead purely for the commentary. You know, that's actually not a bad idea. That would be kind of fun. If I have like not many things to do in the future, maybe I'll do that. Because that does seem like it'd be fun, but it would take a fucking while. There's 177 episodes. Do you think remakes suck, especially from the last decade to now? There's a lot that suck, but there's a lot that don't suck too. There's a lot of remakes I love, so I can't say they all suck, but there's some that suck. When is the next American Horror Story episode getting uploaded? Tomorrow. It should be tomorrow. Love your vids. Thank you, Sean. Is that how you say your name? I don't know. How are you not a social person, as you mentioned earlier? I guess we just assume because you're so good at in front of the camera that you're pretty gregarious. Bro, that's a big word. I've never heard that word before, but I can assume I know what it means. Why do you think that is? So, yeah, that's actually interesting because I will say talking on stream, talking on live is so different. I know for some people it isn't, but for me, it's so different than talking to people in real life. And it's not that I'm like shy. Like, I'm not a shy person. Like, I can talk. It's just I don't like it that much. Like, if I'm in a social setting, I get so tired of talking after like 10 minutes and I don't want to do it anymore, to the point where I just like, I don't know, I leave. Like, like it has nothing to do with the person too. Like, there's only certain people. I can talk to my girlfriend for hours. That's fine. But like, if I go out and people I don't know that well, like it's really hard to keep a conversation going for that long without me getting like exhausted at it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep that going on for too long. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just introverted. I guess I don't know. Like, I can't really like explain it, but it's just something that happens, and it's one of the reasons I don't usually talk to people that much. I do every now and then. I usually don't start the conversation though. I will say I am not a conversation starter at all. Like, if someone comes up to me, I'll talk. I'll talk as much as they want. I will get tired of it, but I'll keep the conversation going as much as they want. But like, I rarely initiate things. I don't know. It's also just a matter of I can't think of things on the spot. Like, I hate this. This is my least favorite thing in the world, when I have a conversation with someone and then I realize afterwards, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Or I'm like, oh, I should have said this instead. I hate that. Like, it's so annoying. And for me, I feel like what's really bad with me sometimes is like I forget to ask questions about how they're doing. And like I'll be like kind of like just talking about myself for like a couple minutes. Maybe like they'll be like, oh, what's up? How you doing? Like, oh, how's life going? I'll tell them what I've been doing. And then I don't ask them. I'm like, well, I should have asked them. Why didn't I ask them? Like, I don't think about it till afterwards though. So I've been trying recently. I'm like, okay, I gotta ask questions first. Like, I gotta say them first, because then I feel like I'm being a nice person. Because otherwise, I'm being an asshole if I'm not asking questions. So I don't know. But yeah, talking on this is very different. Also, another point, I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about video games. I'm talking about TV shows. It's a lot easier to talk about those than anything else. And majority of people I meet in real life, that's usually not the first thing they talk about. Now, if somebody came up to me to talk about The Walking Dead, I can go all day with them for sure. But most people don't talk about that. Most people talk about sports. They talk about the weather. They talk about college. They talk about jobs. They talk about how's life going, like small talk. Like, it's stuff that I would get exhausted by. But honestly, if they were talking about The Walking Dead, I could go all day. I really could. So actually, that's a good. I didn't think about that till now, but that is probably why I'm not as good with it. But it depends what the conversation is, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not that social. I mean, if anyone knew me from school, like, I didn't talk that much. I kind of stuck to myself. Like, I would talk. Like, again, I'm not shy. It's just I just didn't want to talk. Probably the best way to put it. What's better in your point of view, Daryl Dixon or The Ones Who Live? Definitely The Ones Who Live. Even just from the first two. I think the first two episodes of The Ones Who Live is better than the entire Daryl Dixon season 1. Even if Daryl Dixon season 1 was pretty good, I do think it was good. But The Ones Who Live is a masterpiece. So there's a big gap there, big gap. You haven't seen The Shining? No, I have. I watched it on this channel, actually. I reacted to it on this channel. What's the scariest, creepiest horror movie theme soundtrack? Sinister. Gotta be Sinister. We talked about that before, but definitely Sinister. Oh, Ash D. Yeah, no, it wasn't your spelling. It was just me. I just misread it. My grandmother used to love Seated Chucky. I honestly had fun with the movie, even if it's kind of stupid, but like it's a fun movie. It is fun. I would love to watch Peaky Blinders. Yes, I would. Definitely. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Um Mr. Beast is like an easy one to say just because I feel like his quality of content is so fantastic. And I really love his like videos where people are trying to win money. His other videos I don't really care too much about. I'm not nothing against him, but I just don't like if he's just doing a challenge like video with his friends, it's not as entertaining. But when it's like him getting random people to do challenges for money, those are like the best content on YouTube for sure. It's just great to see. I love seeing people competing for money. It's so entertaining. I fucking love it. Honestly, if I was in that position where I can like make large scale videos like that, I would do it, but for video games. And I don't know if anyone's done this before. I'm sure someone has, but like I would do like his type of videos, but instead of doing like challenges in real life, it would be challenges in video games. So it'd be like, um, if you can do this in Minecraft within like an hour, you get $100,000. If you do this in Call of Duty within an hour, you get 100, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that would be fun as hell. But just my thoughts. A lot of other YouTubers I like though. I watch a lot of Call of Duty videos more than anything, to be honest. Movie stuff is like it depends. I usually watch that as like background noise. I like Cody Leach; he's cool. Sean Chandler's cool too. There are a lot of different reviewers I like, you know. For reactors, The Real Rejects is great. Blind Wave's great. Who's your favorite director? Christopher Nolan, definitely. Even cliche can be done powerfully if done right. Exactly, yeah. Do you think there might be The Last of Us Part 3? I've been hearing about it. I haven't even played the games. I watched the first season of the show, though. I will play the game someday, by the way. So you should be a writer for the Walking Dead series, bro. I would love that. If I could like, if someone just like gave me the power and the money to do any sort of series or movie, it would be a tough call between either doing that Walking or that Nightmare on Elm Street reboot I was talking about, or a Walking Dead spinoff with the Clementine character. It would be one of those two. Probably the Clementine one because that would last like 8 seasons, but like that would be so much fun, man. Oh my god. Like I don't think I'm like a fantastic writer or anything. Like I've written some stuff in the past, but like I don't know. Like if I get the right budget, man, I would be doing some cool stuff. That's all I know. And I'm sure I would have my issues. I'm sure all writers do. You know, there would be some stuff I would be able to not work around. But that's why you get a team of writers. You get a team of talented people, and you just work through it. You can write. You could do anything. You can do anything. Yes, The Departed is a Martin Scorsese film, and it's amazing. Just about everyone speaks in Brooklyn accents. Oh, it's in Brooklyn. Okay. Do you have any comedy movies to react to soon? Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not against doing comedies. I just don't do them that often, but I should. I should do more comedies. I'm going to say this while it's top of mind, but you say terrible in such an interesting way. I notice it often. I have no idea why because everything else sounds totally unremarkable. Terrible. Terrible. I guess I do say it. I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't know. Terrible. I never thought about that, but I guess maybe. I don't know. uh okay, so now we're on when I was talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street thing. Have you played the Walking Dead video games? Yes. The Clementine ones, yep. If not, would it be something you'd be interested in playing? Yeah, I played all those. Actually, you can probably on my Expert Fusion channel, my gaming channel, you can find my reactions to season 4, the final season. I played that on for videos. You probably just search up Expert Fusion, The Walking Dead, Telltale. It'll probably come up season 4 or something. Did anything supernatural ever happen to you? No, not really. I mean, I guess one time in my girlfriend's apartment, garbage can kind of moved on its own, but I honestly I don't know what the fuck that was. Like to this day, I don't fucking know. But not really. I don't. I think it was probably just the wind. I don't fucking know. Do I have to sub to the Patreon in order to give show suggestions? No, you can just give suggestions in the comments whenever. Well, suggestions are different than requests, though. The requests, yes, that's a Patreon thing where like specific people on Patreon, they request a movie and I react to it that month. Suggestions are just suggestions. You know, I might do it, I might not. You know, you can give those whenever, of course. Daryl Dixon season 2, yeah, it should be coming out later in the summer, I think. And then Dead City season 2 should be 2025. Yep. Damn, you really had this thoughts. Yeah, I did have the script thought out. You know why? I like, maybe that's why I don't like talking to people in public, because a lot of times when I'm in public situations, I just think my thoughts are just going, and sometimes it's thinking about movie scripts. Like I probably thought of that, you know, the whole big opening scene in the classroom. I think I thought about that while I was in a college classroom. Like when I think about that scene in my head, I'm picturing the exact college classroom that I was in when I actually thought about that. So yeah, I mean that's just what happens. I don't know. Yeah, Dream Warriors is awesome. I love Dream Warriors, which is why I would have the movie pay a lot of homage to it. Also, by the way, that movie, I would have that Dream Warriors song, the song that plays in the credits. That shit would definitely play in that movie. Oh, you got it. You got it. You would have to play. No way in hell I would not play that movie. I would get the rights to it just for the movie 100%. What do you think of the final season of The Walking Dead? I thought it was pretty good. I liked it more than season 10. I didn't think it was fantastic though, but I thought it was pretty good. Rating 5 character shorts you do are so great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I saw people doing that for a bunch of things. I've never seen people do it for the Walking Dead characters though, so I was like, I'll do it for the Walking Dead characters. That sounds like fun. I'll do more of those videos, by the way. I have more plans for them. I'll do like, I don't know, other Walking Dead related stuff with it. Yeah, I feel like I'm awkward sometimes. I do feel that too. Like, I had a lot of awkward moments in person. But the best way to do it is just play it off like it's not awkward. Like once you say it's awkward, that's when it becomes awkward. If you just don't say it's awkward, you just embrace it, then it's not really awkward, you know? Like, you know how many times I've like tripped over myself in like public? If you just play it off as like that was kind of funny, like whatever. How much money would you have to take to never watch any more Walking Dead content again? At least 100,000. That sounds terrible. No, maybe 50,000. No, 100,000. 100,000. Oh, no, that's hard. Maybe 500,000. I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe after the ones who live, then I'll take those. Oh man. Yeah, I could talk entertainment all day for sure. What do you think is the worst episode of season 11 of The Walking Dead? Episode 4. Episode 4. The one with Daryl and the religious people. The whole episode, I just wasn't that good. Okay. We will be ending the stream very soon, by the way. We've been on for 2.5 hours almost, or 2 hours, 15 minutes. So we will be ending it soon. Just letting you know. Will you watch the new Abigail movie from the Scream 5 and 6? Yes, actually. I saw a picture for it. It looked cool. I think there's a poster for it, right? I don't know if is there a trailer for it too? I have no idea. Are you going to do a Nightmare on Elm Street rank? Oh, yeah, I would love to do a ranking of those movies, but I feel like I need a new movie to come out for me to do that. Oh my god. Did you ever play The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners? Yes, actually. Go Expert Fusion 2, my other gaming channel. I did a video on that, so check that out. It was really fun. Did you react to Interstellar? Yes. Movie Fusion Interstellar in the search bar, and it'll pop up. You should do a horror movie composed music ranking. That'd be fun. Like best horror movie soundtracks. I think what would be up there at number 1? Nightmare on Elm Street would be high. Halloween probably number 1, if we're being honest. I don't know what else would be up there, but there's a lot that would be up there. Not gonna lie, you have better ideas than most writers. Well, here's the thing. It's hard to like blame writers for anything because a lot of the time I feel like writers do have really solid ideas. It's just they can't put the idea to screen because a lot of the ideas I just have right now, let's say I was given a budget. Let's say I was given, let's say like, I don't know, 50 million to make it, right? There could be situations where I can't execute the vision I had perfectly and then it ends up being not that great and then people watch it and they're like, "Well, shit, that was kind of trash." And regardless of me having a great idea, it just didn't really end up working out. So, I don't know. I feel like a lot of writers do have great ideas. They just sometimes can't put it to screen that well, you know what I mean? There's a lot of movies like that. I mean, what's a great idea that wasn't executed well? Remember In Time, the movie In Time? I like that movie actually, but I do think it had some issues, but it's a phenomenal idea. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this movie In Time, I think it's a Justin Timberlake movie. Well, he's the star in it. And it's this movie where time is currency. So instead of money, you have time that's on your wrist or your hand somewhere. It's on your arm somewhere. And it's counting down always. And if you want to buy something, you have to take away time. And when the time hits zero, you die, right? You instantly die. So that timer, you always want to keep it going up. So you basically have to keep working for um for more time. The movie was really interesting. I just don't think it was executed perfectly. It was a good movie. I liked it, but a lot of people hated it. I think that's a movie that needs a remake because that's such a cool idea. It could be a TV series even. Just think about that. Like time is literally money turned into a full ass concept. Like it's fucking brilliant in my opinion. What is the worst Walking Dead episode? Oh, we got a donation. Hold on, I'll get back to your comments before. Slasher Gamer with a $2 donation. Thank you so much. Do you know the YouTuber? It's Totally Cody. I don't. I will look them up for you though, because I feel like I might have heard of them, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. It's Totally Cody. Oh no, I do. Yeah, I know him. No, I do know him. That's the thing. See, I knew him. I just didn't know the name. That's one of those things. I've seen his videos before for sure. He does reactions. I didn't think about the name though. I don't only think about names. I think about faces though. I'm even subscribed to him. I just don't. I just wasn't thinking about it. What was I looking at up here? What is the worst Walking Dead episode that you don't like in season 6? Episode 6 of season 6, probably. Have you seen the new Transformers movies? Yes, I did a review on it too. Is the Interstellar on Patreon? It should be, yeah. I have seen the movie Smile, yes. I really liked it too. Baby Driver, yes, there's a reaction on the channel. By the way, and this is no hate to anyone asking these questions because like I love the questions, keep them coming. But if you're curious if whether or not I reacted to a movie, you just gotta look up like in the search bar movie fusion and then the name of the movie because you will get your answer there. I mean, I'm not saying you can't ask me now. I love the questions, but I'm just saying you would get your answer in like a second. But if then it doesn't pop up, then you can be like, okay, maybe he hasn't reacted to it. So let me ask him to react to it. Like that, I feel like that might be better. I'm just offering a suggestion, not because I hate getting questions like that, because I don't. I love questions. Any question's fine. But I think it would probably like, especially if you wanted to know that, let's say I wasn't streaming and you were curious, you just gotta look up my YouTube and then the name of the movie. And it will come up. It should come up. Unless YouTube's search bar is fucked up and then maybe it won't come up. But let's hope it comes up. I don't know. But yes, I did see Baby Driver. I loved it. Reaction on the channel too. Love that movie, man. Actually, even if I haven't reacted to it, let my letterboxd linked in this should be in the description. And I pretty much rated every single movie I've ever seen on there. So if you follow me and then you look up a movie and you see that I haven't rated it, that probably means I haven't seen the movie. And if I have rated it, then obviously I have seen it. So that's another good way to check if I have seen a movie or not. But the questions are fine though. I don't mind you guys asking. I'm just giving you alternatives of figuring that out, you know, if I'm not streaming and you're curious, you know. When you catch up on American Horror Story, you should do a ranking of all the characters played by actors who had more than one role. That'd be cool. Yeah. That could definitely work. Yeah. I'll probably do a ranking of the seasons too. 2.5 hours is actually short compared to your previous live chats? Probably. Usually they're like 2 or 3 hours, yeah. I've had some that were shorter though. Do you think House of the Dragon will be better than Game of Thrones? It has to do a lot for that to be the case because, I mean, I don't know. I love Game of Thrones so much, but House of the Dragon is like, I think season 1 of House of the Dragon is better than season 1 of Game of Thrones. So it already is on the track to being better, but it's also, I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be hard for me, though. It'd be cool if you played the Walking Dead games again. Yeah, that would be cool. To do different choices and stuff. I could. If anybody's interested in it, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Oh, Slasher Gamer, thank you. Another $2 donation. Which horror movie that deserved a sequel? Horror movie that deserved a sequel. Let me look at horror movies. Well, I mean, yeah, let me just look up. Let me look up horror movies right now. Get some ideas in my mind. My favorite horror movies. Let me look at my ranking list. That'll help. Malignant. I could definitely go for a Malignant too. That'd be cool. What else? Oh, The Collector. They made The Collector 2, but they never did The Collector 3. They need The Collector 3. I think they were planning it. I think the second one's called The Collection. I think the third one was supposed to be called The Collected or something, but it never came out. Yep, those are my answers. That sounds good. What do you guys think? Because I was gonna end the stream now, but you guys want me to stay for another like 15 minutes? But if I do stay for another 15 minutes, I have to use the bathroom again. I've been drinking a lot of fucking water. I have to go. If enough people says yes, I will continue for 15 minutes. But I have to use the bathroom though. I'll just see what you guys think. Benji's Smitty, thank you for the £2 donation. Seen Vikings Ragnar equals best character besides Rick? I have not, but it is on my watch list. So one day I will definitely watch Vikings. What do you guys think? I just need 3 people to say yes, and I will 1000% continue the stream for 15 minutes. I just oh, what's up, Relax with JNC? How you doing? How you doing? Yes, all right. I'll be literally 2 minutes. It's just like I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go. So like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Let me put this again on here. Okay. All right. All right. I am back. Okay. Oh, by the way, I wore my Batman shirt for no reason, but I guess the Batman released 2 years ago. Was it today? No. Did it release March 4th? No, it was March 2nd, right? Oh no, it was March 4th. Oh, the Batman did come out 2 years ago today, right? I think it was 2 years ago today. Something like that. Oh, Ash D, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Who's your top 3 characters in Game of Thrones, and who do you think are the worst 3? Top 3. Jon, Tyrion. Well, Tyrion probably first. Oh no, John's probably first. John's Tyrion, and then Arya, and then bottom three. Bottom three is hard because it's like it would just be random characters that I would probably pick. Like no one really like bothered me that much. I think in my ranking when I first did it, I think I put Grey Worm at like the bottom because I was it was in the moment. I was pissed at him for what he was doing at the end of the season, but Daenerys, I don't think they messed up her character that badly, although I didn't like what they did with her at the end, but I don't know. I can't really answer the worst three because I don't really think I have any. But definitely those top three for sure. I know there's a reaction for it, but thoughts on the Dark of Phoenix movie? I thought it was meh. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. It was kind of just in the middle. I love the soundtrack though. It probably has one of the best comic book movie soundtracks of all time because it was Hans Zimmer, obviously, but it's so good. Such a good soundtrack. So fucking good. Anyone else see that mouse run by the closet doors just now? I ain't even gonna look. I ain't even gonna look. Yo, relax with Jason Z. Thank you so much for the $5, man. Because you came back. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna end that stream because that's usually what I do. Because like my like pee schedule is so consistent, so I like knew it was probably gonna be like an hour for me to do that. So I was like, okay, whenever I have to go, I'll just end the stream. But then I was like, you know what? For a little bit longer, I want to go on for just a little bit longer. Streams are so much fun. I don't know. They're really fun. I will say, I don't know if any of you guys, follow my other channels, but I do stream sometimes on my other channels, the gaming ones. And if you guys care about Call of Duty, or interested in whatsoever, I do sometimes stream there. So you can always, come by those streams and check those out. I'll probably be live on Call of Duty in 2 days, actually, because there's a new update for the new game in 2 days. So I'll probably be live there for that day. But yeah, I just love streaming. I don't know. It's really fun. The only thing I hate about it is, and I don't know if this is a me problem, but I have heard one other streamer complain about this before. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to prevent it. If anyone knows how to prevent it, let me know. Whenever I'm streaming for like a while, usually, I get this thing where my nose itches really badly. And I don't know what's causing it. I don't know because it never happens anywhere else. But if you guys always see me doing this, it's because my nose itches while I stream. I don't know what it is. I think it's a combination of heat because my room gets really warm while I'm streaming because the computer is running harder because I'm streaming usually. And then also I'm talking a lot, right? And I think there's some correlation between constantly talking and your nose itching. I don't know why, but there has to be a correlation because this only ever happens while I'm streaming. So I don't know. It's really weird. But like something cold feels nice. Like that helps the itch. It's so weird. Like it itches right here. It's so strange. I don't know. Probably nervous. I don't know because I'm not like nervous. Like I have a lot of anxiety. Don't get me wrong. So I can usually tell when I'm anxious and like I'm really not when I'm streaming really usually. So I don't know what it is. Like I just can't tell. Yeah, it probably is because I'm thinking about it. That might be it too. It's hard not to because it does itch, and then I'm like, it's so bad. I don't know. I really that's like the one thing I need to like stop. It could also just be allergies too. I'm like so prone to allergies. I'm like the biggest allergy guy in the world. Back in school when I was high school and everything like that, I was the guy who got up to get a tissue like 10 times a class. Like it was insane. I would get up like every couple minutes just to blow my nose. I do it in my videos sometimes. I mean, I usually cut those parts out. So, and only you guys on Patreon are probably getting to witness me blow my nose because it happens a lot. Look at this. I got a whole ass thing right here. Like I go ham on that. I go ham. It's constantly got, a runny nose. You rather a Clementine spinoff or an animated Walking Dead What If show? Oh, the Clementine spinoff in a heartbeat. Honestly, I don't even think I'd be that interested in an animated Walking Dead What If show. I think it would be fine. Like I would still watch it, but like it wouldn't be something I would be that interested in for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't actually like the what if concept that much. Might be an unpopular opinion because I feel like everybody always talks about it. They love a what if series for The Walking Dead or like a what if series for Star Wars or a what if series for whatever, right? But like unless there's a multiverse established in that like universe, I just don't really find the what ifs to be that interesting because it's not actually like what's happening. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of just that. And like you're not gonna have a whole series based on it. So like, sure, what could they do? They can do what if, like, I don't know, something with Shane, maybe, right? Like they can't do a whole series out of it. So it would end up feeling rushed because they'd force it into like one episode. And then they do that for different thing every episode. I don't know. I just don't think it would work for me that well. But then again, I really want that Clementine spinoff, so I don't think anything would beat the Clementine spinoff. I want that more than anything in the world. It's probably never going to happen, unfortunately. I should have asked Scott Gimple because I saw him. I was so close to Scott Gimple. I was trying to get to him to ask a question, but again, I didn't want to push through the crowd. But if I was going to ask him a question, I would ask him, is there any plans to do a Clementine spinoff in the future? He probably would have said something along the lines of, I don't know. Because he can't really say much, you know, like let's say they are planning it. He probably doesn't want to spoil that. And if they're not planning it, he doesn't want to break my heart. So he probably just wouldn't say anything. But I wanted to at least ask the question. Yeah, Jeffrey D. Morgan's in The Boys season 4. I'm really excited for that. Will you ever react to The Bad Batch? That's a great question because I don't know. Like, that's the only Star Wars show I haven't seen now. Like, I've seen all the other Star Wars shows. But The Bad Batch is one I just haven't seen. I haven't seen any season yet. If you guys want me to see it, I will. But I don't know. I don't know if there would be enough people interested. But if there is, then awesome. Oh, James Nichols, thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. You should do reactions to the OG Mad Max movies. Actually, I might do that because Mad Max, or the new Mad Max movie, the Furiosa, comes out in May. So the way I work, this is how my brain works. When there's a new movie coming out, that's probably the best time to do a reaction to a movie in that same franchise. Just as an example, new Godzilla movie's coming out soon. I'm going to do the Shin Godzilla reaction. I just posted it this morning, but I'm going to upload it probably in the next few weeks. I'm planning on doing the Omen reaction too next month because I know there's a new Omen movie coming out. So that's another example. The best time to do reactions always when there's a new movie coming out in that franchise. So yeah, that'd be a great time to watch those movies. So maybe, perhaps. Do you ever that water ice box behind you, or do you ever use that water ice box behind you? It's actually a mini fridge. I know what you're talking about. It's out of this camera now, but actually I don't use it because it's not really that great, but I'll show you. Hold on. Oh, this thing's fucking heavy. It's the, hold on. I'm sure if anybody has played Call of Duty Zombies, you know what that is. It's the Juggernog fridge from, hold on, let me get a light on it. Juggernog fridge from Call of Duty Zombies. And I got it in the special edition of Black Ops 3. It actually came with it. And it's cool. It's a working mini fridge. You could use it. I just don't have anything to use it for because I don't really drink like things like that. I drink water and I drink it out of the giant gallons of Poland Spring. And I just put it in a glass. So like I never have a reason to use it. I don't drink like cans of soda or anything. So there's really nothing I'm going to use it for. So I just use it as it just looks cool. I don't know. But you could use it as a fridge, yeah. I think my brother used to use it for alcohol, but I don't really drink alcohol, so not frequently. I have on occasions, but I'm not really a drinker. Like if I'm out with friends, sure, I'll drink a beer, but I would never go out of my way for one. Is like I guess the way I'm putting it, you know. But if one's in front of me and other people are having it, I'll just be like, sure. I feel you on the itchy nose, and I got a big nose. I feel like I got a pretty big one too. A little big. What does pulling on your beard stubble say then? All that, yeah, dude, I'm doing that right when, yeah. That's so fucking funny. I read that literally as I was doing it. I think that's just more of an addiction. There's no reason. That's not itchy right here. I'm just doing it for fun. It's just kind of fun to do. Maybe that is because of nerves. I don't know. Maybe I am nervous. Maybe I don't realize it. I have a friend who also does movie reactions. I was wondering, was there a certain number of subs you hit where you found your views became more consistent? Yeah, I don't know, because even now views are not that consistent. Like, it depends on what I post, but I guess the only reason my views stay somewhat consistent is because I only really post stuff that I expect will do well now. I very rarely post stuff that I like don't think will do well. But like review videos, for example, those usually don't do that well on my channel. I've had many review videos that have failed. Then some of them do fine. So I don't know. It depends, but I think at least 5,000 subscribers, and that's probably where you'll start to feel some level of consistency, especially within like a community. Even 1,000, you could feel it, but I think 5,000 is where you really start to feel it. And okay, now there's a community here, and I feel like there's actual people coming back consistently. And I don't even notice the consistency in views. What I notice is consistency in people, right? Like a lot of you I recognize. You know what I mean? I recognize you on prior videos, a lot of you. So that to me is kind of what consistency is to me. Even just on comments, like I'll consistently see the same person comment multiple times. So yeah, it won't happen too late. I think 5,000 was kind of where it hit it for me. But yeah, there's not really, yeah. So relax with JNC. I don't think there's a specific sub count that matters. It's mostly random luck. Obviously, the more subs you'll get, more consistent views, but it's not guaranteed. Exactly, yeah. So like, even at my point, like I could upload a video and it could flop. Like I can get like 100 views and that's it, right? Which not everyone 100 views would be a flop, by the way. Like when I call 100 views a flop, that's specific to me though. Like even me, like I consider 10K views a really solid amount. There's so many people out there that if they got 10,000 views on their video, they would think it's the worst performing thing of all time because to them it probably is. You know, it really just depends on your channel. But like for me, 100 would be considered kind of like a flop, and um, you know, like I could still get those. I've gotten some that have done really bad before in the past couple months. So the Echo reactions, actually, I don't know if you guys, nobody watched the Echo videos when I reacted to Echo. Those videos got like maybe 500 views a piece. It was bad. Oh my god. I don't blame anybody though. It was not that good of a show. There really wasn't much to react to be honest. I know a lot of people liked it. I'm glad a lot of people did, but I didn't like it that much. And yeah, didn't have many reaction worthy moments either. So there wasn't really a reason to watch reactions, unfortunately. Allergies too. I blow my nose too. Be glad your nose isn't as big as mine. You made me sad with your reaction to episode 2. I hated seeing you cry. You know, it was happy tears though, so that's okay. That's all right. At least it was happy tears. I'm not really a crier too, which is the funny thing, which is why I think it's so impactful when I do cry watching something because it doesn't happen that often. Like I can maybe count like under 15 times it's happened on a video. Maybe 20. I don't know. But yeah, most of the times it's gonna be for The Walking Dead. It just has to be. I don't know. Like, do you think The Walking Dead would be better if it was made by HBO rather than AMC because of the higher budget? You would think, but I'm pretty sure they actually originally were gonna go to HBO, but HBO wanted to do something really weird with it, and that's why Robert Kirkman decided to go to AMC for it. I think HBO wanted to do some weird changes, and they were just like, no, we want it to be the way we want it to be. So I don't know. I feel like sure it could have had a higher budget, but I feel like at the same time it probably wouldn't have been as good of a show. But we really would never know. So I don't know. I have no idea. I cried too. I watched the Patreon watch along, and we were crying at the same time. It was impossible not to, and a lot of it's the music too, and just the performances, what they were able to do there. It's really because I knew it was going to happen. I knew it, but like it was just the way it was brought together. I'm not spoiling anything, by the way. So if you haven't seen it, don't worry. I'm not spoiling anything, but just the way they managed that episode was really well done. But I think music is a big part of it, to be honest. I think a lot of people don't realize like the music makes such a big difference to emotion, which is why I love talking about music in movies because I think it's so important. It's so important because it's the way to put the viewer in the emotion they're supposed to be feeling in that scene. And I know we can feel emotions without music, but it helps so much more. So there you go. If they want us to feel sad, play some fucking emotional sad music and you will make me cry. It has to be along with sad scene too, but I don't know. But music is so powerful that like the end of season 11, right? I cried a lot when I watched that, right? That music, if I ever hear that again, I tear up. if I ever play it again, because I have that memory of that episode, and it just does that. That's so weird. Weird thing. Are you familiar with Haunted Hippies channel? Cool horror stuff she does. Yeah, I've seen her videos. Yeah, she's cool. I've definitely seen some of hers. I'd watch you react to Bad Batch if you like Clone Wars. I think you'd like it. I probably would. I really liked Clone Wars, but I don't know. Maybe. Perhaps. What's your top 5 zombie maps? I actually have a lot of videos on that, but I'll tell you right now. Zombies in Spaceland's number 1. Gotta be. Origins is number 2 for Black Ops 2. Der Eisendrache. Garad Crovey from Black Ops 3. And Ancient Evil from Black Ops 4. There's your top 5. There's a lot of other amazing maps too, though. But and this is speaking from someone who's been playing it since 2008, World at War. I've been playing zombies since then, and I played every single map ever. I've done every single Easter egg. I've done every single thing that game has, that fucking franchise has to offer. I've done it all, literally everything. And yeah, that would be my top 5. I always thought it was a Nuka-Cola fridge. Oh, it does kind of look like, yeah, that from what is that, Fallout, right? I've never played Fallout, but I have I know a little bit about it. But no, it's Juggernog. I met David Morrissey, who plays the governor. Great guy. I asked him a question. He said at all the Walking Dead characters, he wishes governor would have met Negan. That would have been cool. I want to see a governor backstory movie. Like, out of any spin-off movie they could do a governor backstory like movie, like a 2-hour special event thing. Like, that'd be awesome. Be really cool. Your favorite Black Ops 3 Zombies map? Well, I guess I just answered that. Yeah, Der Eisendrache would be my favorite BO3 map. What was the best reaction series on your channel based on views? Oh, that's a hard one. The Walking Dead season 11 finale has the most views out of any reaction in terms of TV series reactions I've done. But specifically, like as a full series, I think either the Ted series recently, those Ted videos, I don't know how. I was not expecting that. When I reacted to the Ted series, I was like, yeah, maybe they'll do all right. But they ended up getting like, they all are above 30,000 views, which is really good for me. The first episode has like 70,000 views. And yeah, so probably Ted, honestly. It's only 7 episodes, but in terms of, well, it depends. Do you mean like in terms of total views, or do you mean in terms of like average views per video? Because if we're talking average views per video, definitely Ted. If we're talking total views, probably Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones was 8 seasons, and every video had at least 10K views. So probably it could be Game of Thrones, but if we're talking total views. But again, if it's average, probably Ted. Sorry to hate on your face. You do look really good, but those thumbnail pictures are so funny. No, it's the worst when I make them. It's so awkward. I'll show you how it looks when I make them. Because like, okay, here's the thing. A lot of people question why I do those thumbnails. Why don't I just take a picture from the recording and use that? The problem is there's never like a good, clear quality picture from my recording that I can use for a thumbnail. Like, I've tried that before, but it always just looks bad quality. Something's, in the way. Sometimes my microphone's in the way. Like, I can never get a good picture from the video itself. So I'd rather just take the photo itself. It's a little weird. I know it makes for funny looking things. It probably would be better if I took images from the video, but I prefer quality over anything. And I try to match my face to what the episode was. So if it's like a really shocking episode, I usually do the like that. If it was like a not that shocking episode, but somewhat shocking, I'll just do a little, something like that. And if I really didn't like the episode, you'll see me go, something like that. Like, I don't know. It's so much easier, but it's so awkward when I do it. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just funny. It's funny, but I appreciate that though. I do think they're funny. I don't really like, I expect them to be kind of exaggerated in some senses, but at the same time, they're not really exaggerated because I've made those faces before watching those episodes. Like, just think about any like crazy thing that's happened in the show I watch. Sometimes I make those faces. It's just making the face after the fact I have to do because I want to get a clear image. It's hard to take it out of the thumbnail. But actually, the one time I did take the image straight out of the episode was Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding episode, I actually took that image straight from the video because I wanted an image of me crying, and I couldn't cry on cue. I couldn't do that after the fact, so I had to get an image from the episodes because I wanted a picture of me crying. So I was like, okay, I need to cut it out of the episode. It wasn't the best quality, but I said whatever, it's better that way. I also actually, the recent episode of The Walking Dead, I was trying at first to get it from the episode because I wanted to have me crying, but I couldn't. So you know what I did? I rewatched the scene, cried again, took the image while I was crying. So I still have the teardrops in that image for that thumbnail, but it's hard to see sometimes, but it's there. So that's what I did. Now I'm trying to imagine you drunk. Honestly, never been. Like, I've drank, but I've never been like, I've never drank enough to be drunk. You know what I mean? I've never gotten to that point. And I probably won't because it's just, it just doesn't interest me. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. It's just not something I feel like I need to do. Probably because I've seen so many lives get ruined based on alcohol, and that just kind of makes me not want to get too into it. Like, I know it's fun. It is fun. I know. I've been out before. It is fun. But like, and I know people are careful. They're responsible. And if they are responsible, it's fine. There's just way too many people who just get to a point where it's like, they just can't stop doing it. And I never want to get even close to that. So I just choose not to. And I'm totally fine with people who do. I'm never going to judge someone for drinking, but like, I don't know. So I'll do it. I'm not going to indulge in it that much, you know. I was vibing with Echo for a bit, but it lost me towards the end. Yeah, I kind of liked the first episode a bit, and then yeah, I think it got a little bit worse. The last episode, especially, like I don't know what was going on there. Like they do some weird stuff in Marvel sometimes. I don't know. Giacchino knows how to emotionally manipulate me. Oh yeah, Giacchino. He does a lot of the Pixar movie scores, right? I mean, I know he's done a lot more than just the Pixar movies, but I know specifically he's done a lot of Pixar stuff. I know he's done the Batman, the Planet of the Apes, I believe, the recent ones. Do you think Daryl's character is getting better or worse, especially in after season 8? I think he was really solid in season 9 and 10. And actually, no, he was season 9, 10, 11 was pretty good. I thought he was solid. Season 7 and 8, maybe not as much, but I think he's been pretty solid. Fellow Infinite Warfare Zombies lover? Hell yeah. Love Spaceland soundtrack. It's so much fun. That map is such a good time. Such a good time. Adds some of my favorite gaming memories on it. Have you watched Arcane? Nope. Ted series was fire. Yeah, it surprised me. I honestly didn't expect to like it that much. Would you give up your channel for a Clementine show to be made? So I would give up my channel for a Clementine show to be made if I was the one making it, but not if it was just made in general, because then I'm losing a big source of income and not getting anything in return. Like, sure, I'm getting a cool show, but like, that's it, you know? But like, would I give up my channel in order to be the writer on a Clementine show? Yeah, because now I have a great job, and that would replace this channel. I would miss the channel. Don't get me wrong. I would be devastated. But I get to make a Clementine TV show. I think that would be a pretty big thing, you know? So I definitely would, but just for it to be made though, probably not. Because I like doing videos. I don't want to give that up. So, but a Clementine show to be made, oh my god, man. Oh, dude, the possibilities, man. It's just insane what they could do with that. And you would get people who don't watch The Walking Dead anymore to watch it, because I would market it as a separate thing. I wouldn't even market it as a Walking Dead show. I would call the show Clementine. It would be called Clementine. That would be the show name. It wouldn't even have Walking Dead in the title. Anyone could watch it. It's just a zombie show, but it just happens to be in the Walking Dead universe. Honestly, you could have it be in a new version of the Walking Dead universe. You have a rebooted universe, which honestly might work better because The Walking Dead has introduced some concepts that I don't think I would want in that show. But like the whole variance thing, but I mean, I guess you could make it work. I don't know. Will you start watching and uploading American Horror Story every day? Every day? Damn. I could, but it would just take a lot out of my life, so I probably couldn't do it. I would have to say goodbye to any social life, say goodbye to the gym, say goodbye to everything. No, because I mean, let's see, how long does it take me? An episode is like a little less than an hour, and then editing that is about 2 to 3 hours. So it really only is like 4 hours worth of stuff, but I like have other stuff I want to make too. So it's kind of not something I can do every day, no. But like right now, I'm doing like what, like 2 episodes a week, 3 episodes maybe sometimes, usually 2 episodes a week. I think that's okay. Did you see House of the Dragon is coming out in June? Yeah, we talked about that before. I thought it was June. Someone else said it was August, but I still think it's coming out in June. You look like teenage number 5 from the Umbrella Academy. I've heard of the show, but I don't know who that character is, so I don't know. Do you play Warzone? Yeah, not that frequently though. I used to play it more often back then. I'm definitely more of a zombies guy now. Multiplayer here and there too. Do you do YouTube full time? Technically, in terms of income, yes, but I am in schooling of some sort right now, so um, I guess it's technically I'm technically not full time in that sense, but like I am looking for other careers. That's why I'm still doing schooling, but um, so in terms of income, yes, it's full time income, but it's not like I'm not only working at it full time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not treating it like no, I kind of am treating it like that, but I don't have the time to make it like that. You know what I mean? Thoughts on episode 2? Masterpiece. That is my thoughts. Who would you want Clementine to meet from The Walking Dead? A parent figure potentially? Like as in like from the main Walking Dead series? Oh, I wouldn't have any connection. So in an ideal Clementine spin-off series, there would be no connections to The Walking Dead. Like I would have no connect. There would be not a single crossover character. There would be not a single any of that. Because I would want it to be its own thing. You know what I mean? I kind of hate the idea of like, okay, it only exists to have connections. Like, no, I would want it to be its own thing, completely, you know, and not rely on anything from The Walking Dead. Because that was to me, Fear the Walking Dead, what they decided to do. They decided not enough people care about the show. So let's throw in Morgan and Dwight, and people will probably like it more. But like, I liked Morgan in that show. He was cool. I like Morgan and Dwight. They were fun. They were definitely better parts of that show. But I don't like the idea of having to rely on them in order to get people to watch it, right? And I wouldn't want those connections to hold it down. So I would literally just have it be its own thing. At the very least, maybe you can have like a very small Walking Dead character that maybe used to be there show up. Like for example, you know the hospital group from season 5 with Beth. You can have them show up at some point. I really wouldn't care. Like, sure, if there's a way to write them into the story, go for it. But I wouldn't like ever go out of my way to like write a crossover. Is what I'm saying, basically. You know, in my opinion. Maybe I think a location would be cool. Like maybe they come across the same location that like other characters came across in the show. Like that could be interesting, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't love the variant thing. I'm kind of indifferent on it because honestly, the way variants work is kind of how I wish the zombies were to begin with. But the whole idea of it like kind of evolving, I don't know, it's a little weird. But like I do think the zombies should have been more aggressive from the get-go because they weren't that threatening because of how they weren't that aggressive, you know? So I do that's why they introduced the variants was to make zombies more threatening. I know I'm calling them zombies. I know it's sacrilege to call them zombies, but um they made them more threatening by introducing that concept. But I don't know. I don't know. I think I would have just had them be more aggressive to begin with, you know? Which is kind of how The Walking Dead was in season 1, but they kind of changed that into season 2, so I don't know. Want to play some COD later? Not today. I'm gonna be streaming on Wednesday playing COD, so I mean, if you want to join in there, you can join in there. What do you think of The Ones Who Live? Oh, so far it's a masterpiece. You respond to everything I wrote so late by the time you get to my comment. Yeah, I know. That's just how these streams work because, like, if I wanted to keep up with the live comments, I would have to skip over a lot of comments, you know, and I want to read as many as possible. So I kind of have to skip them. This is the point, though, usually towards the, this is how, if you've never been to my streams, this is usually how it works. By the end of the stream, because we're closing at the end now, we're probably going to end in the next couple minutes. By the end of the stream, that's when I catch up to the live, and then anyone who says anything now, probably I'm going to respond to it quickly. But The other stuff, yeah, it's usually I have to skip a lot. So thoughts on Ken's character, parent figure to Clementine, made me cry when he separated from Clem. Kenny is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. So yeah, I love Kenny. I think he's a great character. I think he's one of the best written characters. I love the complexity of him, and that would be the most important aspect of a spinoff, in my opinion. And you would have to nail that character because he would have to like, I don't know, he would in a sense he would be the Rick Grimes of that show, but in a very different way because he's nothing like Rick, nothing like Rick. But like he would be looked at as the main character, even though he's not. I would say Clementine is, but you know, I had so many ideas though, man. Like, oh, it sounds so good in my head, but like you put it together, it's like, oh, I don't know. Kenny's great though. You too, Mike. Have a great week, man. I appreciate you checking out the stream. There's a new episode of Shogun coming out in like 4 hours. Yeah, I want to watch that show. I might do it. I might just full send. What is your favorite Walking Dead season and arc? My favorite season is season 6. My favorite arc is probably the lead up to the Saviors. So the second half of season 6, pretty much. Like, I guess you would call it a larger world. That's what the arc is technically called when they first got introduced to Hilltop, and then eventually the Saviors, and then leading up to the Negan introduction. That's probably my favorite arc. I also love the Sickness arc in season 4. That's a great arc too. Favorite COD Zombies map? I answered that before, but Zombies in Spaceland. Zombies is another zombie movie that's worth a watch. Did I say that right? Zombies? That's what it looks like. Highly recommend. I've never heard of it, but it sounds interesting. Yeah, if I do Shogun, I'll definitely do it soon. Hoping you get to 100K soon. You've reacted to so many movies and TV shows. I found you through The Walking Dead and around a year ago. I've been loving your videos since, both old and new. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope I can get to that too. Honestly, like, I don't know how much longer I'll go for making videos. I'm not sure how much longer this will, be for me, but that's my goal. Is at least I can get to 100K. I'll be satisfied. Like that'll be like, all right, we made it. You know what I mean? Also, I want to get that thing. The what do you call it? The play button. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be cool. What do you think is gonna happen in episode 3? I don't want to say any specifics just because of spoilers, but I think there's gonna actually I don't even think I can say anything without spoiling stuff. I'm not sure what to say because I don't want to spoil it. Oh fuck! Almost fell off my chair. Jesus Christ! I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen the first 2 episodes, so I'm gonna refrain from saying anything right now. But I'm expecting shit to really get crazy. That's all I'm saying. My favorite arc is Prison and the Governor. Yeah, that was great too. You prefer Kenny or Lee? Definitely Kenny. Well, obviously Lee's a nicer guy, but I mean, as a character, I prefer Kenny. Like he's more interesting. I genuinely liked Fear the Walking Dead more before they introduced Morgan and Dwight. Yeah, I do think the first 3 seasons had more consistency with their quality. Although I really liked season 4 and 6, but yeah, I do think 1 and 3 was probably better for in terms of just consistency. Because I mean, you go to like season 5, season 7, season 8, they were pretty bad. So it wasn't Morgan's fault either. Like Morgan and Dwight were great parts of the show. It's just everything surrounding it just fell apart. If you could write the Walking Dead reunion in Avengers Endgame style, how would it be? A season 12, a separate show, big movie. I did talk about this before, but I will talk about it a little bit again. It would definitely be a movie, a 2-hour film. It would bring all the characters together, Commonwealth versus CRM, giant battle, and it would end in a lot of destruction, but also a lot of rebuilding because they would destroy CRM in the end and live happily ever after and call it a day. And then all those characters, final episode for all those characters, they're done. That's how I would do it. Like the Walking Dead games more than the show? No, but I do think the show has potential to have a story. I do think the games have the potential to have a better story than the show, but I don't think it currently does. Because the thing about the games is that the games aren't like one story. There's all sorts of different directions it can go in. And so there's some stories that are great, and then there's some decisions you can make that don't tell great stories. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to say. And I don't think the show, and the problem with those games, I love them, don't get me wrong. The problem with those games though is that there's so many situations where they will write themselves into a corner where they'll have to kill off a character in a really stupid way because that character was all you had the chance to kill off that character before. And so that's why that game is really known for having really stupid character deaths. So that's why I want an adaptation so much because look, I honestly don't get the obsession of wanting adaptations of things that are already perfect. Like, for example, unless it's a book into a show, that's different. But like Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? I haven't seen that. I've heard it's really great. They turned that into a live action, right? That's cool, but I honestly don't see what's the purpose of it because a lot of people already loved the animated one, right? They already loved it. It was already done perfectly. So why even bother doing it again? I don't know. I don't see the problem with it. I'm just saying personally, I'm like, I don't know. When you turn a novel into a movie, that's obviously very different. If it's perfect in the novel, that's a different situation because it's a different medium completely. But you're still live action it's still a show, right? Regardless if it's live action or animated, it's still a show. Now, for The Walking Dead, I think the game is not only a very all over the place game, but it's also in a format that doesn't really like bode well as a consistent story because there's so many different paths that you can go on. So I think if they were to just take all the different paths and actually just adapt a brand new story out of it into a TV series, that should be so fucking amazing. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the perfect thing to adapt because it's already a great story that has so many issues. You just put it together, man. You can make literally a masterpiece. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I meant zombies. I still pronounce it the same way, I guess, but it's a cool movie about zoo animals becoming zombies. That does sound cool. Can't wait for your Carrie reaction. I've already seen the Carrie movies, so unfortunately I can't do reactions to them. Ever think about having a Discord? I've thought about it. Just never did it though. Would you do or do you have any video talking about either each character's best season or each season's best character? Love your content, keep it up, and have a great day. Thank you, The Walking Dead Pepper. I don't have a video like that, but that does sound like a great idea. But honestly, could that work better as a YouTube short or a video? I could do that as a video. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I love the comics. The Walking Dead comics are great. All right, so I'm going to end the stream here. I love doing this. It's really fun. This is a good stream. Next stream will definitely be after The Ones Who Live. So I believe the final episode should be like March 31st, I believe. So we'll probably do a stream April 1st or April 2nd or one of those days, a couple days after the finale of The Ones Who Live. And we'll talk about all the spoilers and everything. And that'll be fun because we didn't get to do that this stream, obviously, because I don't want to spoil anything for people. But I will definitely be going all in depth with spoilers for that show when it ends. And that's going to be fun. And then after that, I have no idea. I don't know. We'll see. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all so much for the 40K subs, by the way. I know all you guys, you made that happen. It's all on you. I didn't do shit. I just made videos. But if you guys weren't watching them, I wouldn't be getting these subscribers. So thank you so much. Have a good one. Peace out.